What's up, everybody? So I've got a very special guest here today. He loves wrestling as much as I do. This is James. And no, it's not, for those of you that watch What Culture, this is not Andy Murray, even though you both very strong Scottish accent. You're looking
nothing like
Don't
Andy
you think
Murray.
you look a little bit like, do you know who Andy Murray is?
Yeah. He has hair on his head and doesn't have a beard. I'm literally the opposite of Andy Murray.
You're thinking of the tennis player.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking of one of the What Culture presenters, What Culture's wrestling YouTube channel.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Anyway, look, I'll show you later. You kind of,
Yeah,
and you
okay.
also have a very strong Scottish accent.
I do have quite a strong Scottish accent.
And
yes.
he's also got a strong Scottish accent. He's Andy Murray, and he's also a wrestling presenter. So this is one of my friends, one of my wrestling buddies. And yes, we're going to be doing quite a long video today. So let's get into. First one is our top 10 favorite wrestlers. Now bear in mind, this is not the 10 best wrestlers. This is our opinion. So share your opinion in the comments, but this is just our opinion. So this is who we like the most.
Absolutely. So, objectively, people who are the best wrestlers, you're going to be talking about people like Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect, Kensuke Sasaki, people like that.
Yes.
We're not doing that.
This is ones we've got emotional investment in.
Exactly. Okay. So, this is personal opinion, not an objective fact.
Oh, and by the way, if you ask me tomorrow, this list might be different because yesterday it was different. It's just one of those where it's impossible to have a definitive. It depends on your mood in the day.
It does. Very much so. This is something that changes rapidly for us. We discuss this a lot, and I don't think we've ever had consistency on this.
No, certainly not. Okay, so number 10. 3. Oh, you've written down?
No, hold on. I'm going to write. Hold on. Right. Oh, I'm behind the times. I need to get into this whole TV.
Oh, this is Hardy
live
TV.
streaming.
This is Hardy TV. It's like probably like 9 people in total going to watch this. Hopefully more, but okay. So number 10. 3, 2, 1. I've got The Rock, and you went for
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio. Okay.
Rey Mysterio.
I was. You know what? I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to comment on whether or not your guys made my list because that would be kind of a spoiler. But
Yes.
Rey Mysterio, I mean, the best little guy to probably ever do it.
I would say, whether he's the best little guy to ever do it, that's not what we're commenting on. He is definitively the best known and most iconic luchador ever to do it. Now, some people will argue about El Santo, Blue Demon, people like that.
But he's more mainstream.
Rey Mysterio has a much wider knowledge because he was in, originally ECW, but WCW and particularly WWE. He certainly now today has the most iconic mask.
Sold millions and millions. And I mean, longevity alone. He's been active for, I think, 38 years or something
years,
like that.
so debuted in...
He was 14?
Something. I think he was about 6 months old.
He's wrestled as long as you and I have been alive.
Yeah, which is scary. So I think it was actually
he's still going at a high level.
A very high level. He recently did his work in AAA and was phenomenal. He was keeping up with people doing it there. In terms of Rey Mysterio, for me, the moments that I associate most with Rey Mysterio, when he had his debut on SmackDown in 2002, and he did the crossbody jump off the cage.
Oh yes, I remember that.
The genius of Paul Heyman knowing how to give someone like Rey Mysterio a big entrance moment.
Yes,
that stuck so well.
And I'm still wondering who it is that's jumping out the sky every day.
Absolutely. And has given San Diego the best known dialing code in the world.
Absolutely.
But also I would say my favourite match for Rey Mysterio would be WCW Halloween Havoc 1997 against Eddie Guerrero.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
So I went for The Rock. I mean, I don't need to say too much about this. Now, The Rock's had many. He's been the People's Champion. He's been the Nation. He's been obviously Rocky Maivia. That did not work. The Blue Chipper, all of that. It didn't work. The Final Boss. I'm not the biggest fan of the Final Boss. Hollywood Hogan, phenomenal. Hogan, arguably top 5 mic worker of all time.
Yes.
In ring, not the best pure technician, but he knows how to give the audience what they want. And that's to prove in his finishes that I mean, it's not a power bomb. It's not a power slam. It's not a RKO. It's nothing like that. It's theatrics.
It's a cuddle to the ground.
Well, yes, that's the rock bottom, and then the other one, he elbow drop.
People's elbow.
But that was everything. The theatrics from removing the elbow pad to this to it's the one where you had the dress shoes on, where you slid across the.
On British Bulldog in '99. Yeah,
yes, it's theatrics, and that's what I like in my wrestling. I enjoy a good 5-star match, but I also enjoy a good story, and The Rock tells stories better than most.
Completely. So my background, I have a background in Shakespearean acting. So my enjoyment from wrestling comes from the performance element of it. And The Rock is legitimately, certainly in the top, for me, within the top 5 in terms of performers to an audience.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, minor spoiler, I'm going to be discussing The Rock again later on, so I'm not going to go into too much more detail for my opinion for Rock here. But I agree with everything that you said. I will just caveat one thing. You said that Rocky Maivia didn't work. He absolutely didn't. I think that at a different period in time,
it could have worked.
It could have worked.
But in end of New Generation, start of Attitude Era, it just not.
He was
one of the few that
Deathstroke.
He was so good as a heel that he became naturally over and became a babyface because he was so good and so.
Here's a question then for you. So he obviously became over as a heel in the cusp of the Attitude Era. Would he get over as a face today?
I'm going to say it by answering it in not a yes or no, but in answering it and saying, I think The Rock can get anything over that he wants. If he wants to become a babyface again, he can. It's just a matter of, I think he's happy just irritating people.
You actually say that he can get over with anything he wants. He didn't when he tried to replace Cody Rhodes.
That was due to no fault of himself, because 1 year before that, everybody was clamoring for Rock versus Roman at Mania. It was literally one of the storylines to Little Rock. I don't know if you ever watched the TV program Little Rock.
I've seen episodes. I haven't seen much.
It was one of the storylines to that. Everybody wanted that match, but then Cody had lightning in a bottle. If you did that 1 year before, it would have sold out.
Headlines Mania.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Yeah.
So let's get with number 9.
Right, number 9. Who did I have number 9? Okay, yeah. Right. I'm going to write this bigger so that people can actually read my awful writing.
We're both writing scripts for doctors here.
Yeah. Right, okay.
So, 3, 2, 1. So I went with Kevin Owens and you went with
Roman Reigns.
The Tribal Queen. I mean, King.
This is a conversation we have also had multiple times. About your absolute apathy for Roman Reigns.
I've never been a fan, and those of you that's followed me on my YouTube journey for a while now, you know I'm not a fair weather supporter. I've never been a fan of Roman when he was disliked as the big dog, when he was now liked as a tribal chief. I respect him so much, but I've just personally not been a fan. So, let's get into Roman.
So, like you, as the big dog, was not a fan of him. I thought I could see the ability there, but he was so hamstrung. Am I allowed to swear on this?
No.
No, cool, no. I won't swear. I
will get immediately demonetized.
He was so hamstrung by the bovine poop that Vince McMahon gave him that he could never have succeeded. And it was that was more, for me, a symptom of Vince's lack of understanding of how his audience had shifted, rather than a critique of what Roman was able to do.
So Roman was never, in my opinion, never destined to be a face. If you
I disagree.
If you watch his work in early NXT, where he was the guy wearing suits with the suits and writing checks and all of that, he's got that natural heel charisma, which again would get him over to the point where he would become a face.
Yeah, so I disagree with that. I think that character, it's like a JBL character. It's natural to hate it. But if you remember when Roman was in the early days of the Shield,
Roman was over.
I mean, almost the most over person in the company.
I mean, the whole crowd would go, ooh!
Because, and he was a face. So Roman had that within him. It was what Vince, and I'll give you that phrase you loved again, the bovine poop that Vince gave Roman to do, particularly that suffering succotash son line.
Yes.
That just killed him. You can see that all Roman needed to maximize his potential was given someone who understood how to maximize that. Paul Heyman.
As Paul Heyman would, as Dusty Rhodes would say, maximize your minutes.
Maximize your minutes.
So,
and Roman, then suddenly you saw the tribal chief emerge, and it was all there. His performance ability, Roman's selling is world class elite level. He is an excellent seller, and it's not in the macro, it's the micro things he does in his selling, the little facial
expressions,
it's the little things. He has this thing he often does where if he gets punched, he works his jaw, which if I do it looks stupid, but in the context of him doing it, it's a little thing that it makes you invest in it more. So
I get that. I respect his body of work. Yeah. I'm just not a fan. Then I went for KO, who, if we're being real, if wrestling was a shoot, then these two have quite a bit in common, because KO should have dethroned him at the Royal Rumble, had him handcuffed, and the ref just started counting in millis, in like hours instead of seconds. So, but anyway,
that's a genuine question. Do referees know how to count time?
I completely doubt, because when wrestlers are out of the ring, as soon as they get to about 7, it starts being about 10 seconds per second.
Maybe they've all got really bad shoulder injuries. It's like, I can't get the arm up.
Maybe. Yeah. So KO to me, and get better soon, KO. I miss you on TV all the time. He's the modern day Stone Cold. And for those of you that know me a little bit, even, you know that Stone Cold is... I mean, it's those of you that watch my channel all the time. No spoiler who's my number one. It's no spoiler, but the rest would be, and I think KO is as close to
Cody Rhodes is number 1 for you, right?
It's Akira Tozawa, okay. So I think KO is as close in the modern day as you're going to get to Stone Cold. That anti-authority figure, and that's why I'm so invested in KO and his journey.
It's the natural, real looking blue-collar working class. Yes.
Okay, so number 8.
Right, number 8. Oh, yes. Number 8. Now, do you remember I said to you the other day that I had a guy who was more known not for being WWE?
You did.
Well, number 8 is that guy.
So 3, 2, 1. I went with HBK, and you went for it's DDP. So let me start. HBK. So there's always the conversation. There's been a few of these, and one of them was HBK or Brett. I was always a HBK guy.
So was I.
HBK, one of the most gifted in-ring wrestlers of all time. Mic skills, decent enough.
Yeah, above average.
Above average, absolutely. Above average, you're not going to say he's a Paul Heyman on the mic, but he didn't need to be, because he backed up whatever he said with his performance in ring.
Correct.
The theatre that he made from doing as little as being a special guest referee.
Oh.
Now, I'm not going to speak about backstage politics, because this is how much I like the wrestler, and I want to avoid the backstage politics as much as possible. He had 2 Hall of Fame runs. Pre-injury,
he did.
Post-injury.
Yeah.
Now, post-injury, probably significantly better. Pre-injury, still top 10 run of all time. He had 2 Hall of Fame runs in one career. Longevity was there to an extent.
Yeah.
To no fault of his own.
No,
he hurt his back.
Back injury aside, if you take out that little intermission in the middle, he did what, 30 years almost? 25 years?
Yes. Now, if he didn't hurt his back, what HBK would we have had for the rest? Because obviously he turned his life around, all of that. Yeah. You know, he's partly responsible at least, should I say, for careers such as Brian Kendrick, Daniel Bryan, RVD. He trained all of them in his wrestling school. And I watched the interview with him in the late 90s, early 2000s. I can't remember exactly when it was. And he said, and this is before Daniel Bryan was even the American Dragon, he said they asked him if there's anybody special in your wrestling school, and he said there's this kid Daniel Bryan, and they showed a image of Daniel Bryan.
I imagine he said Brian Danielson.
Brian Danielson, yes. He didn't say Daniel Bryan. And they still
that
showed...
would be a real future site. I've got Daniel Bryan here.
So they showed Brian Danielson then doing squats next to HBK in his gym.
I have a
with the
vague
short
memory
hair,
of that.
no beard. And he had that innate quality to train. Now, Brian Danielson or Daniel Bryan, whatever you want to call him, would he have probably gotten to where he was without that? Maybe. He's naturally gifted. But that's just, Shawn Michaels just put him over the top.
But I think something that, if you are a footballer or a soccer fan, you know this, that the best footballers don't always make the best coaches or managers.
No.
Whereas with
No,
Shawn
certainly
Michaels,
not.
you have someone who is elite world level talent, but could also train people to be elite world class talent.
And now he's running NXT, and he's doing a pretty decent job of it.
I will be completely honest, purely so I have an 8-month-old baby at home, so I have watched very little outside of mainstream wrestling recently, so I haven't watched much NXT, but I've been reading and hearing about it. And
Did you watch NXT in the early days, like the golden era of NXT, 2016?
When we come on to our favourite matches, this will get covered.
So they were no longer, in my opinion, they were no longer the developmental brand. They became the brand that went from living in the basement to kicking their parents out the house and taking over the house.
They became indie WWE.
Oh, they were so good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so DDP.
DDP.
And
so
I assume you're not talking about Stalker DDP.
I am not talking about Stalker DDP. However, this shows how over DDP got. You have the beginning of that Stalker angle in early 2001. DDP rides with a balaclava and sunglasses onto the ring on Undertaker's motorcycle, gets in the ring, he pulls off the balaclava, and this is someone who'd been showing doing the whole "I can see you, Sarah, I'm watching you." He pulls off the balaclava, fans see him, and they pop.
He got over despite despicable promoting.
Ah, very good.
That was so
Very
bad. That was
good.
so bad.
Man, that was quick. That was quick. So DDP is one of my favourites because he had a level of crossover ability into the mainstream that in the mid-90s could only really be compared to Hulk Hogan. Now this, to a lot of people, this doesn't maybe really resonate nowadays. But you need to understand how huge he was in the mid-90s because he was
the People's Champion.
He was the People's Champion before The Rock.
And he had the RKO over before the RKO was over.
He had the RKO over before anyone else did, and would do it the way he did it. There's a match he does with Eddie Guerrero in WCW. I think it was on Nitro, and he turns this. I think he has him almost up for a power slam and turns it into a diamond cutter. DDP, humble as ever, wonderful human being as well. Credits Eddie Guerrero for that. He
got a good match out of Goldberg.
He got a good match out of Goldberg. A really good match. He had a brilliant feud with Raven in WCW.
Oh, wow, I forgot about that.
He had such a good feud with Raven. Randy Savage put him on the match as well, on the map as well. And the moment where DDP, do you remember where he disguised himself as La Parka?
Yes.
And the crowd's just like, it's a Savage match against Parka. It's just a Scots
But
against
meantime-
Savage over. Suddenly La Parka gets up, absolutely chins Savage, and then you get the diamond cutter, and the crowd pops. And also, DDP was the first WCW guy to turn against the NWO in a huge moment. DDP, you also have the iconic diamond, you have you have the cutter, you have the crossover where he had the tag team with Karl Malone in 1998. It was.
I wouldn't put that in my top list though.
Oh, but it meant so much.
Crossover
It was
appeal.
that crossover. As someone who was a huge NBA fan in the mid late 90s because of Michael Jordan, this was part of my initial exposure to professional wrestling.
Fair enough.
Was seeing, Karl Malone celebrating during a game. I think it was a game against the Bulls, celebrating by doing that.
The diamond.
Doing the diamond, yeah. So DDP, I almost had DDP higher than number 8 on my list, but
I respect it completely. So, number 7.
Number 7, right.
I wonder if we're going to have any exact matches.
We were wondering this the other day. We know that we have some crossover on our list now,
But not
in different
exact
places.
matches.
But not exact matches.
Exact corresponding.
Correct. Right.
Number 7. 3, 2, 1. I went with Eddie. You went with the man with the 3 H's.
H, the man of the Triple H.
Okay, so you go first.
Okay. So, Triple H was the first wrestler who let me give some context to this. I love the film Muppet Treasure Island. Right, this sounds like it's going in a really weird direction.
That is the most random thing I've ever heard.
But the reason I love it, aside from the fact that it's a brilliant film and has the Muppets, is Tim Curry's performance in that.
I can't comment.
Tim Curry's performance as Long John Silver was the first time as a kid, again, I said I have a background in acting, it was the first time as a kid I looked at it and went, I understand what he's doing. I understand why this is a good performance.
Okay.
Triple H was the first time I looked at a wrestler and I went, I understand what he's doing. I understand why this is a good performance.
Is he the ultimate ring general?
No. No, he's not.
Is he top 10?
He's top
Easily.
5.
Ring
He's
generals.
top 5.
And if you speak to a lot of older wrestlers, even Maven, who cannot stand Triple H for different reasons, he said one of the best ring generals he's ever seen.
Totally. His understanding of match layout, match pacing, which is something I'm going to speak about with someone higher up in my list, his understanding of layout, of match pacing, his understanding of move psychology is almost peerless. His character in the early 2000s where he was running WWE as the heel, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I understood that I loved it because I understood that my heroes needed that level of antagonist.
You need to have a good hero, you need a good villain.
You need a good villain. Superman needs his Lex Luger.
Absolutely. So I went for Eddie. It speaks
Which,
for
by
itself.
the way, Eddie Guerrero.
It's Eddie Guerrero,
list.
not no other. It's
Not
Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Kingston or.
Well, I appreciate Eddie Kingston, but this is Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero, again, just like The Rock, got naturally over in his lie, cheat, and steal that he got the biggest pops up every night. I don't know if any of you know that Eddie Guerrero is the reason why there were lowriders in GTA. Literally, he's the reason. The whole polishing his lowrider, the spot with him loosening his boot.
Oh, angle at WrestleMania 20.
Oh my, Eddie Guerrero, rest in peace. He is one of the best entertainers, hot-headed, but he's a Latino. He admitted that himself.
Definitely hot-headed. Like when
he tried to double leg.
When Chris Benoit punched his nose at No Way Out 1 Night Stand 2005.
I mean, backstage he tried to do a double leg takedown on Kurt Angle, and then somebody, I don't know who, asked him, "Why would you do that?" Kurt Angle's an Olympic gold medalist. He's like, "Because I'm an idiot." Eddie Guerrero just and so many wrestlers credit him for their career, and I love Eddie Guerrero. I go back and watch some of his matches. The SmackDown 6, so phenomenal, and he's by far my favorite amongst the SmackDown 6.
So is that, a lot of people talk about the roster nowadays, the SmackDown 6 that Paul Heyman cultivated in early 2002, is that the best
tag scene,
the best roster at the top of a card in history? No.
I would go with, if you look at how stacked the roster was between 1998 and 2001. I mean, you're obviously at the top of the card. You had Undertaker, you had Kane, you had Stone Cold, you had The Rock, you had Triple H. Then you had the mid card, which was Chris Jericho, Edge, CB. I'm not going to say the name, but anyway, you had the strong mid card. You had the incredible tag scene of the Dudleys, Edge and Christian, the Hardys, APA, the Headbangers. You had just the Mankind, of course. You had just the most stacked roster, in my opinion.
I don't disagree with that. I think that here's another thing to debate. This is maybe a debate for a different video, but the match quality in 2002 generally was far superior to what you got in
on
SmackDown.
On
SmackDown, yes. Raw was much more.
But that was because of Paul Heyman.
Yes, correct.
But
was Attitude Era hamstrung because of what was expected of the stylistic performance.
I think Attitude Era was not about match quality. It was about storytelling and characters.
Completely
and,
agree.
For me, I've said this once or twice before, for me the worst part of wrestling is the actual wrestling. I enjoy the entrances, I enjoy the finishes, I enjoy the promos, good promos at least. I enjoy the storytelling, I enjoy the characters. Entrances, I love watching entrances. When I buy a WWE game,
entrance music
yes,
can make or break. I mean, Bret Hart's music. If he'd come out to a hymn like Jerusalem or something,
it wouldn't have worked.
Wouldn't have worked. Yeah.
Okay, let's get number 6.
Right. Who do I have in number 6 again? Oh yes. Oh yes. This is actually someone else who was also partly known for work outside of WWE.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. I've gone for Angle, and you've gone for the phenomenal one.
AJ Styles.
Okay, so we both went for someone with A's somewhere.
With A's.
And
what?
I don't know.
Connections to TNA.
They've had good matches.
They've had good matches. There's so many things you can say. They have A's in their name. They've got A's. They've both got a T in their name.
True. Where does Kurt? Oh yes, he does. I just thought. Never mind. Okay, so Kurt Angle.
Yeah, go for it.
The most he needed no time at all to acclimatize from amateur wrestling to professional wrestling.
Completely.
No time at all. The goofy scenes in the Attitude Era where him and Stone Cold were heels with Vince, the backstage skits, the tiny cowboy hat, the I'm with stupid, all of that, absolutely Kumbaya. It was just, how did they not break a million? They probably did, because it was probably re-recorded a million times. The fact that he didn't break the milk baths, the you suck, that he now says is endearing to him. Now it's now a form of endearment.
Oh, it absolutely is.
And again, just one of the most naturally gifted pure athletes in the history of any sport. If you look at, he was also going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. He was going to play running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I didn't know that.
Well, it's true. It's damn true.
It's damn true. I mean, in terms of being the most gifted athletes, I would say Shelton Benjamin's number 1. I would say Kurt Angle has an argument to be number 2.
The amount of pain that man worked through.
Oh.
And just the amount of comedic timing of Kurt Angle is, I want to say, second to none. He's comedic, and
I have a mention in my honourable mentions that I would put above Kurt Angle for comedic timing.
Fair enough.
But Angle's absolutely brilliant.
The fact that he could probably out-wrestle 100% of the roster, if not 99, if not 100%. He could out-wrestle.
Out-wrestle, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
But still, he never took himself too seriously. He never painted himself unless Wrestling Machine Angle stepped in.
But he didn't have to take himself seriously, because he already had the legitimacy built up.
Yes,
whereas
absolutely.
you have someone who perhaps had more of a fragile ego, not naming any names that everyone could probably work out who they are. People who have more fragile egos couldn't let themselves be vulnerable on screen in that way, whereas Angle could do it straight away and just automatically gained this traction with the audience that became so endearing.
Yes, endearing is the absolute correct word.
Yeah.
So you went for AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, I mean, I think everybody can understand why I'd love AJ Styles.
Absolutely.
I think if you look at, I think the first moment I really took a real appreciation for AJ Styles was the triple threat at Unbreakable 2005 versus Samoa Joe versus Christopher Daniels, which was just
phenomenal
is the word
one
to go
might
with.
Say.
Also, he had really awesome music in TNA. That I am.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That was a great song.
But how did they goof his WWE debut with the face of Roman? Like, huh?
So I didn't mind that.
I minded it a lot.
I didn't mind it. Is that because you mind Roman?
No, it's because, yes, this guy debuting that wasn't on the developmental, nothing. He just came straight over. He got to keep his name. All of those things. And he debuts, and it's a baffled look on Roman's face. Instead of the man. And I'm not referring to Becky Lynch.
But I don't think that would have worked. to a WWE audience who wouldn't necessarily know AJ Styles, I don't think that would have worked.
But then they could have at least, if they wanted to pivot to Roman, at least not have him look confused, have him look excited or wow or something confused. They could have informed Roman and only Roman because nobody knew he was debuting. Nobody. No. So they could have informed Roman and only Roman. Number 3.
Well, do we know that Roman didn't have his contact lens in as he was actually trying to read the Titantron and going, who's that?
He thought it was the Undertaker.
Yeah, every possibility.
Because Undertaker for one Mania video package, he used that song, the Phenomenal.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
I don't remember that.
Yep. For one WrestleMania video package.
I will need to look that up. But AJ Styles in the ring, easily top 5 in-ring performer of all time.
Easily.
Match pacing, ability to do moves, psychology, and could do it
hairstyle.
He could, every different hairstyle. He could do it in every different wrestling style. Success in Japan, success on the Indies, success in TNA, success in WWE. How many wrestlers can say that?
Not a lot.
Yep. So AJ Styles number 6 for me.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Ooh, yeah, I'm throwing. I don't know if you're going to see what if you're going to, if you would have ever predicted what I did. Yeah.
I am genuinely curious now. So this is one that you have already mentioned.
Oh wow. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. I went with Lita. You went with The Rock.
I knew she'd be on your list somewhere.
So Lita.
So Teenage Martin is leaping to the front.
98 to 2001. I was 12 to 15, and yes, I am going to say this. Lita was my first wrestling crush. Now, most boys that watch wrestling when I was a kid, most of them gravitated towards Trish. I wonder
why.
I gravitated towards Lita because she's just different enough to make her interesting. Yeah. The Lita Salt, one of the coolest moves ever.
Yeah.
And she was just that edgy where the thumb would stick out of the pants just a little bit. The tattoos, the red hair. She was just edgy enough.
Can I just... She certainly became edgy. Can I just say, in terms of Lita, her moonsault, that took a lot of, ironically, balls to do. Because it was almost a diving moonsault, where she didn't get height on it.
No, she went flat and
went
fast.
Flat and fast. That takes skill to get, and she, to my knowledge, never botched that.
You know the bump she took off of the apron, Edge versus Mankind at Mania, I believe it was 24? 22. It was 22.
Through the table.
Yes, you know that bump was 100% her idea?
I did not.
It was 100% her idea. They were chatting about it backstage, and I remember the interview with Edge where he said, "You don't need to do this," and her real name, Amy Dumas, and you don't need to do this. And then I'm paraphrasing, of course, he said, and then Amy said, "No, I want to do this. I want to put you and Foley over." And it was her idea. I mean, when you looked at Hardy's, Edge and Christian, Dudley's, probably one of the best rivalries of all time, in my opinion.
I would completely agree.
All 3 of them got a sidekick. The Hardys got a female sidekick, and she held her own against not just the other sidekicks, but against all the main characters.
She was pivotal to the identity of Team Extreme.
Oh, absolutely. Team Hardy Boys, my favorite tag team of all time. Team Extreme, one of my favorite factions of all time. And yes, there is a difference between Team Extreme and the Hardy Boys. There's big difference between
because the Hardy Boys have Michael P.S. Hayes.
Yes, originally. But yes, Lita, my first wrestling crush, and you always remember your first.
You always do. My first was Stacy Keibler.
Keibler, legs for days.
Legs for days. So number 5, I had The Rock.
We already discussed him quite a bit.
We've already discussed him quite a bit. So for me, The Rock, it was the charisma. It was someone who he was, in a way, before Hurricane, the first superhero in wrestling, because he had that character and charisma that you just gravitated towards. And for me, his mic skills, the promos. Can I do my favorite ever Rock put down on here?
Is it?
It's totally clean.
Oh, Bob. Hey, this is Billy. It doesn't matter.
You absolutely suck.
Oh, what's your favorite Rock one?
My favorite Rock one is August 2001, and it was when him and Chris Jericho were running down Rhino, Stephanie McMahon, and Booker T.
I'll get you to you dirty filthy animal.
No, it's the one where it's like, there's Booker T. He's on the school bus going to class.
But he used that a lot. That
he did with the Kevin Nash.
He's so big daddy cool.
He likes
Razor Ramon.
He likes a big vehicle's horn. But then he's like, Booker T, sitting in class, teacher's up in the classroom. Class, what is 2 + 2?
It doesn't matter.
He goes, do you know Booker? Oh yeah, I know that. 2 + 2? Thomas Jefferson, sucker. The Rock just, and he was so smooth in the ring. The Rock is so much better in the ring than he gets credit for because of the style and the attitude.
Yes.
Again, you didn't mention the name before, CB. His match with him at Judgment Day 2000 is excellent.
It is a phenomenal match.
Excellent. And then obviously the match with Hogan at Mania 18 is the best pure performance example of professional wrestling
best
of all
non-good wrestling match.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't a good wrestling match.
No.
But it was a phenomenal wrestling match. No.
So if wrestling as a performance is about audience engagement and about generating feelings,
obviously,
I ask anybody to find me an example of a match generating a more intrinsic response from an audience than that match.
It should have been the main event though. But there's no way they could have known that.
Number 7, Triple H demanding that the world title had to go on last. Wrong.
So let's get to number 4.
Number 4, right. Another one you've had already as well.
So some of you in that universe out there on that side of the camera, you already know my top 4 of all time. 3, 2, 1. Randall Keith. And you went for Kurt Angle.
I went for Kurt Angle. Randall Keith.
It was a song.
Right, okay. I haven't heard that one.
Randall Keith. Anyway, Randy Orton. Randy Orton, we spoke about him just the other day where we said, is he a heel, is he a face? It doesn't matter. He's transcended being a character.
It now doesn't matter.
Yes, it doesn't matter. I liked Randy Orton before it was cool to like Randy Orton. I liked him before he joined Evolution. Then he became babyface when Evolution turned on him. He didn't turn on Evolution when they turned on him.
Idea.
But I still liked him. I still cheered for him. I cheered for him when he was a heel. I cheered for him when he was a face. I always cheered for him because I knew that he was just the coolest guy in the room. Even when you ask John Cena, in John Cena's shoot interviews, to asked him, who's better, you or Randy Orton? He's like, Randy Orton. And it's not even close.
No. Randy Orton, in terms of in-ring talent, of that OVW class of 2001, 2002, Randy Orton
John Cena, Randy Orton, Shelton Benjamin, Brock Lesnar. Randy Orton is the best in-ring performer of that group. Oh, absolutely. Promo, not the best of all time.
No.
But good enough.
Also something we discussed the other day, he is above average.
Yes, like Shawn Michaels. Yes, above average. He doesn't need to be. And his finishing move, yes, it was originally DDP. Yes, it was originally actually Johnny Ace. That the Ace Crusher or something like that. Yes. Yeah. When he was a skater boy, Avril must have loved him.
Yeah, that was a really good idea for him.
But the one who really got it to the next level
was Randy Orton. The fact that it's now memes, it's mainstream. Out of nowhere, it's totally mainstream.
I watched a video just the other day on YouTube where somebody said that he was in ring with, I think it was Arn Anderson, I'm not sure, one of the backstage producers. They tried to get him a finishing move because they know that this guy's going to be something special. And they said, try the RK or try the cutter. Obviously, it didn't have a name yet. And he's like, but DDP is using it over on the other show. I don't feel comfortable. Or not over on the other show, DDP is using it. I don't feel comfortable. And he actually asked DDP's permission, which I cannot stress enough how respectful that is of one of the legends of, I mean, you've got him in your top 10 for good reason.
Yeah.
How you're a young guy, he's cocky, he's arrogant, he's all of that, but he still had the respect to ask a veteran, is it okay if I use this move? And DDP said, kid, go for it.
Again, credit to DDP, again, a wonderful human being, says, yeah.
Because he knows this kid, Bob Orton's son, he's going to get this over.
Totally. And he did.
And you went for Kurt Angle. I mean, we spoke about him already.
We've already spoken about Kurt Angle. I don't actually have too much more to add, just in terms of the quality of the matches. You can, I mean, the Shawn Michaels at Mania 21. Again, he's coming up a lot on this podcast in this show, unfortunately. CB Royal Rumble 2003, one of the best in-ring exhibitions.
Hogan
in WWE.
SummerSlam 2005.
But again, pulled a good match out of Hulk Hogan. And no, Summerland 2005 was Shawn Michaels.
You said Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle.
Yeah, because we just spoke about Shawn Michaels now as well.
Yes, yeah. But Kurt Angle is... But then, again, you speak about Hall of Fame careers. Went on to have a Hall of Fame career outside of WWE as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. TNA. He was in TNA longer than he was in WWE.
He was indeed. And that for something else we spoke about the other day, that first match he has with Samoa Joe in TNA in 2006.
Him and Samoa Joe, the rivalry they had
was just... The first moment where he comes out and he headbutts him, that was just fire.
Let's go for number 3.
Number 3. Right. Well, this is another one we've already discussed. There's a lot of
crossover, no exact crossover.
No exact matches yet.
3, 2, 1. I went for Jeffrey Nero Hardy, and you went for
HBK.
For Shizzle.
Shizzle.
Jeff Hardy. A couple of times where I've popped in wrestling.
Now, I'm genuinely surprised he's not your number 2.
I always say my number 1 is Undisputed. Then my 3, 2, 3, and 4, they on the day shift. And when I finalized this list this morning, I had someone else at 2. Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy, and my number 2, they were fluctuating. Fair. But this morning, while I was building some cupboards for our house, I was listening to...
Beautifully done, by the way.
Thank you.
Beautifully done.
I was listening to a podcast, and that shifted Jeff Hardy from number 2 to number 3. It literally shifted this morning because of... Anyway, so Jeff Hardy, I don't get excited that much. I don't laugh during comedy films, even though I enjoy. I don't... LOL. I don't laugh out loud. Even though I enjoy the film, I don't physically laugh out loud. I don't really get excited for stuff. I'm a very reserved person when it comes to like showing emotion.
Yeah.
But when the Hardy Boys returned at Mania 33, I popped.
I think everybody popped.
I don't pop often. I popped for a couple of other moments. One was... Anyway, one was another one that I might speak about just now.
What happened?
It's
Is it something that'll come up in the list?
Backlash, Stone Cold's return.
Oh, 2000.
When the glass shatters, phenomenal. But Jeff Hardy, the emotions he's made me feel, yes, he's troublesome, all of that, but that's beside the point. Swanton Bomb, top 2.
It's the whole thing. You can remove the art from the artist.
Absolutely. Swanton Bomb, my favorite high-flying finishing move. I know Frog Splash, Moonsault, all of those are probably better, but it's my favorite. The risks this guy took with his body for our entertainment,
almost unsurpassed outside of Mick Foley.
Outside of possibly my number 2, who knows?
Oh right, okay, there we go.
Well, most people already know my top 4.
Yeah, okay.
Jeff Hardy, the emotions he's made me feel, is second to 2, and that's my number 1 and my number 2.
Fair. So Shawn Michaels for me, I loved him pre-back injury. I
also did.
I liked the fact that he was an arrogant... I won't swear. Sorry, Scottish person, I swear a lot. I'll try not to. He was an arrogant... You do laugh out loud. It's all good. Just at me, apparently.
Yes. I guess my online persona is different from my real life. Not too much. I mean, you know me in real life. This is pretty much who I am, but I'm a bit more emotional on my online persona.
That's
bit more.
That's fair. So... Shawn Michaels, he could, not to the extent that Kurt Angle could, but he could do funny. He could do serious. A founding member of DX, something I loved DX. I thought they were great. It was hilarious.
Would they work now? No, but for the time, perfect.
I think DX could work now, although the context...
A watered down version.
I don't even think watered down. I think the context would
Vince likes Cox. Do you think that's okay now?
I think, but they're doing it as as a wordplay joke.
Tongue in cheek.
It's a wordplay joke. You could totally do that now. I think that the context. So, second run DX, you could do nowadays. First run DX, you could do nowadays, but it would need to be done differently.
Fair enough.
It would. That sounds like such a contradiction. The context would need to be different, but you could still do that exact same thing.
Okay, and then our number 2. I probably already gave number 1 and 2 away, but most people already know this.
Now, my number 2, I'm surprised isn't in your top 10.
There's a lot that I'm surprised that's not in my top 10. hence the honorable mentions.
Yes.
3, 2, 1. I went for Foley. I've got 4 for 1.
You have four in one. That's cheating.
And you went for the Punkster. Cookie Monster Punk.
Cookie Monster Punk.
Cheek Magnet, Chicago made. Whatever.
Me or you first?
So you can go first. CM Punk.
First. Okay.
He may or may not be. I'll disclose that later in my honorable mentions.
Fair. So CM Punk. We all know that when we're at a certain age, so that kind of 15, 16-year-old, things that really resonate with us at that age tend to have quite a solidifying impact on our personalities as we grow up. So when I was 15, 16, CM Punk was my favourite wrestler because he was just crossing over into WWE.
Was that his early run with the long hair and...
So this was, he had just done the, was it the Battle of Chicago, the Ring of Honor it was called?
Yes, where he signed the contract on...
Yes. So the match with Samoa Joe, I loved that match. I thought CM Punk was so cool at that age. And then he moves to WWE. I have more exposure and awareness of him. Paul Heyman books him like an absolute monster in the original ECW. And then someone who... There was obviously all the context around him that he shouldn't succeed in WWE. He was the antithesis of what Vince McMahon wanted. And he succeeded despite of that. And that rebel identity...
Which he still has.
Which he still has, but... It's a more mature, refined version now.
Yes.
And that even still appeals to me. Brilliant in-ring talent. Has
Brilliant
excellent
on the mic.
matches. His match with Roman Reigns just this year at Mania.
Yes.
Widely regarded as one of the best Mania events of all time.
I agree, that was a phenomenal match.
It was an incredible match.
Emotional,
the pacing, the conclusion was well constructed and understood. I'm not a huge fan of the GTS finisher. I think it's really weak. I think it's a weak finishing move.
Well, I used to do a bit of MMA back in the days, and a knee to the face hurts quite a bit.
It would knock you the FO, but I just think in terms of, again, presentation.
Do you prefer the Anaconda Vice?
I actually think Anaconda Vice could be a stronger looking finisher.
Or the Pepsi Plunge. But I don't think
he'd get away with that in WWE.
No, but he also doesn't want to do it anymore.
No, I totally
taxing on his body.
Yeah, but you can understand why he suddenly doesn't do a pedigree from the top rope when he moves to WWE.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're number 2.
I've got
is this Cactus Jack?
Okay, so it's mainly Mankind and Mick Foley, to an extent Cactus Jack as well, and to a lesser extent Dude Love.
Fair. I would probably do it as Cactus Jack, Mick Foley, Mankind, Dude Love. But I think I had more exposure to ECW.
Maybe. But Mick Foley is number 1 for me, because not on this list, but out of the 4, because that's him. That's Mick Foley.
Fair.
The punishment he put his body through for our entertainment, and him wanting to do those things because he knew that he could not do the moves that a Shawn Michaels could do. He couldn't do the same moves, and he didn't look like them, so he had to do something else to make himself stand out. And that was put himself through absolute agony.
And a lot of people think that he developed that in ECW because of ECW. He didn't. He was doing that in his WCW.
And in his backyard as well.
And in his backyard. So there's a match he did with Sting, pre-Crow Sting in WCW. I'm sure it was 1992. Where he took some horrific bumps on concrete the entire match.
So Dude Love was his imagination of what he would be like if he was Shawn Michaels?
I didn't know that. I knew it was an idea he'd always wanted to have.
Yes.
But
so also, by a large margin from everything I've ever heard, the kindest person you will ever meet.
Oh, completely.
And if
Yeah.
I can just wish one thing, I wish that none of his pain were real.
Oh, totally, totally. I mean, understandable why the pain is very real, but you don't wish anybody to have the level of pain that he's existing in, particularly someone who's given so much for our entertainment. So do we want to do some honourable mentions?
I'll do some honourable mentions. We don't need to discuss the honourable mentions. It's just mine is folks that in the last 3 or 4 days they were on this list and they've been bumped off.
Okay.
So I've got Undertaker.
Totally fair.
For multiple reasons.
Yeah.
I've got CM Punk.
Yeah.
Then I've got Edge. And then 3 that most people probably don't agree with. I've got Razor Ramon. Big fan of Razor Ramon.
I'm a big fan of Razor Ramon.
Yokozuna and Andre the Giant, the 2 best big men to ever do it. And Andre the Giant in general.
Disagree.
Well, you can disagree, and that's a topic for another day.
Yeah, okay. Kane, best big man to ever do it.
And Andre the Giant, people watch his WWE stuff, his late WWE stuff like Mania 3, all of that very important match. They watch that, but he was so much better in his early days.
His late 70s stuff was incredible.
So much better.
Oh, it's so much better.
Yes, that's my honourable mentions, my 6.
So, my 6, Steve Austin.
Okay.
Chris Jericho.
I'm very disappointed he's not your number 1.
Well,
you're bold as well?
Yeah, I know. I go for the Steve Austin look. Not necessarily by choice, but I go that way.
Chris Jericho was close for me.
Chris Jericho is in there. A man who, probably outside of The Undertaker, has reinvented himself the most and stayed relevant his entire career. John Cena. Now, I will caveat this. We've discussed this as well.
Yes.
Pre-2012, Cena was not great and would not be anywhere near my favourite wrestlers. He then went on a journey. We discussed it about 6-7 years.
Cena.
Indie Cena, where he went on a journey and improved and developed so much to the point you get to where about 2017-18 you get the more modern version of Cena that we saw towards the end, who had legitimate argument to be the GOAT. So Cena's in my honourable mentions. Asuka is then in my honourable mentions.
Very fair.
And Sasha Banks.
Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks, whatever you want to call them. Very fair as well.
I think the 2 of them have an argument to be 2 of the most influential and best female wrestlers of all time.
Apart from Lita, of course.
Sure.
That's my preference.
And then my final honourable mention, I said this is someone you've possibly never heard of.
Let's see.
Is Les Kellett.
I have not heard of Les Kellett.
So Les Kellett was an English wrestler who appeared in lower mid-card matches on World of Sport in the 70s and 80s.
Never watched it.
He was a comedy wrestler who played this bumbling idiot who didn't know what he was doing and somehow managed to win. For me, I mentioned about Kurt Angle's comedy, his understanding of comedic timing. If you've never seen a Les Kellett match, I advise you, go and look them up. I don't think it'll be everyone's taste, but I think British people who have an understanding of pantomime and the music hall tradition will get it immediately and will love it.
I'll go back and I'll have a look. And then number 1, I know who yours are because
we talk about this an inordinate amount. So, and I also know who your number 1 is.
3, 2, 1. Surprise! It's Stone Cold, and you've got Ronald Van Donald.
I have Ronald Van Donald.
So
I have Mr. Pay-Per-View himself. Where did I put my paper? I have lost it. It doesn't matter anyway. We've done that now.
So Stone Cold Steve Austin, for my money, the best, not wrestler, the best professional wrestler of all time. He understood who he was. He's the poster boy of a gimmick is you turned up to 100. Mm-hmm. He's the poster boy of that. The moments he gave us in the Attitude Era, phenomenal. His run in the Attitude Era was actually a lot shorter than folks think because of his neck injury.
It was 4 years.
But also he was out for large parts of that.
Yeah,
he was out for most of 2000. Mm-hmm. I was a teenage boy. For me, your boss as a teenage boy is your teachers, your principal, all of that. He lived all of our dreams.
Oh, totally.
Whipping your boss's butt. He lived all of our dreams.
Austin would not have worked in any other time period because he so perfectly represented.
He might work today. He might.
I don't. Yes, no, that's fair. I think he might work today to an extent.
Wouldn't have worked in New Generation. Wouldn't have worked in Ruthless. Maybe Ruthless Aggression to an extent. I would not have worked in PG.
I think he would have worked in New Generation, and I think he potentially would have worked more in New Generation. And I think the example of that is the Austin 316 promo, which was still within the New Generation.
And that was ad-libbed.
That was totally ad-libbed.
He came back and he asked. He came back from getting his lip stitched up, and he said, "What did Jake say?" And Michael B.S. who was Doc Hudson or something back then.
Like that, yeah.
Yes, he said he did his whole Bible.
He did his Bible thing.
He
mentioned John 3:16.
Yes, and then Stone Cold made that up on the spot, and then he needed a hook, and the hook was, and that's the bottom line because Stone Cold Steve Austin said so, and it obviously shortened it through time, and that was end of New Generation. It wasn't quite Attitude Era.
No.
So when he said Austin 316 said, "I just whooped your ass," he was not supposed to say that.
No, he wasn't supposed to say it at all.
No.
But Austin so perfectly represented. So I've written stuff about American cultural history and its symbiosis with American wrestling. Austin so perfectly represented the youth demographic rage culture that was coming about in America in that time, that was emphasized by things like Nirvana, the ECW caught on to.
Any word that ends in an S ended in a Z.
Oh yes, that wonderful thing. But also, something else we discuss a lot. So I keep saying this. Something else we discussed was the Woodstock '99 concert where Limp Bizkit went mental. It was that rage culture against,
and he was the poster boy for that.
Austin was the poster boy for it, and the fact that you have someone who went. So here's a fact for you. Austin, between 1998 and 2001, in the 4-year period, drew and made more money than Hulk Hogan did in any 4-year period in Hogan's run.
Oh, absolutely, because just the amount of T-shirts he sold
alone almost beats Hogan.
Okay, RVD, Ronald Van Donald.
RVD, so Mr. Monday Night himself. I became aware of him. So I kind of started becoming aware of wrestling in the mid-90s thanks to my granddad. Really kind of got into it once I'd seen the DDP crossover. RVD I became aware of when I started watching more wrestling, and I then found ECW, which I should not have found at that age, but I did. And RVD was just so different.
He was
so
and
different.
Also so cool.
So cool. And everyone remembers him in WWE as the guy who said, "Whatever, dude, it's cool." He had a voice in ECW. He spoke really well on the mic. Now, RVD was flawed in the ring.
He was never the best promo, but he was again
he was above average. Yeah. RVD was flawed in the ring. RVD had one gear. But it's because he had one gear.
Which was all out. All for leather.
Now I'll mention this when I come to my favourite matches. There were certain people who could get his pacing right for him, or there are certain people who could work at his pace that made it work. But often he could be reckless. No Mercy 2001, he kicked Steve Austin absolutely full force in the face. Elimination Chamber 2002.
Landed on Triple H's.
Broke Triple H's collarbone.
And he also landed on his throat.
He landed right across here. Now, people have said, well, he's jumping off the pod, that's a high jump. Yeah, but you then have a responsibility to control that as a wrestler.
Protect your opponent.
And protect your opponent, and he didn't.
But he was never really, he did hurt a couple of, but he was never known as an unsafe worker.
No,
he was never known as
people understood he as a style that could be dangerous. Now, you had people who could work extremely well. Jeff Hardy. Had great chemistry. Jerry Lynn.
Jerry Lynn versus RVD. So good.
Mild spoilers. I will mention those two in my favourite matches. But there were also his ability. WWE style gets a lot of criticism, and to an extent justifiably so. Actually, it was a huge benefit to RVD because it forced him to slow down. Absolutely. And it made everything he did then stand out more. Everything from the tie-dye outfits, from the hand gestures. I mention this now? No, I'll mention it in the matches later on. But he was just so cool. And obviously the long-lost brother of Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yes, that most people don't know.
Yeah.
Wrestling wavelength. Good European champions, bad European champions. This is tough. Okay, you must close your eyes.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, so
Okay.
good European champions, bad European champions. I'm going to go with Triple H. So you move this?
Yeah, to where, so good is this side,
Yes.
bad is this side.
Yes.
Where are you going to put Triple H as a European champion? Where I think you're going, well, the history of you, oh, this is hard. I think you're
Don't overthink it.
going to go there.
I had it exactly the opposite side. Well, just
No,
as
that's
mid
not
as,
exact-
as,
I was close.
As mid as possible.
As mid as possible. Okay, fair.
Okay, your turn. Spin it,
Right. So,
and spin it, and you open it so they can see, and you have a look.
Okay. So, where am I going to put? I'm going to put there, and I'm going to give you.
You must spin it. You mustn't place it ahead of time.
Eh?
You mustn't place it yourself. You must just spin it, and wherever it stops, that's where we have to go.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, spin it,
Oh,
spin
right.
it.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, I didn't understand that.
That,
Right.
That's what randomizes
Okay.
it.
Right. Oh, like okay. So,
So good this side, bad that side.
Well, European champions, Eddie Guerrero.
Okay, Eddie Guerrero. So let's start middle of the road. I'm gonna say for European Championship, I'm gonna say slightly below average. Don't give it away with your facial expression, because now I know it's more like yeah.
Yeah, but
Well, anyway, I'm not gonna cheat. I'm gonna say about really.
because it's Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the championship run, not the person who had it. Are we misunderstanding what we're meaning
Yeah,
here?
but it's
So not the
so
race.
ju-
I don't
just
mean the
based on
wrestle
the run?
itself. Yes, the run.
yeah. Okay.
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 Well, we're on 0 points, so we can't make 10, but we can still
Yeah,
give it a
okay.
good go. So it's about the European Championship run.
Right.
Okay. I am going to go with Road Dogg.
Oh,
Good this side, bad that side.
I think you're gonna go about there
Okay, I had Road Dogg literally as mid as possible.
as mid as
We
possible.
almost
again.
snuck in it too,
Yeah,
yes.
almost snuck
Okay,
in.
last one, let's try something
Right.
at
Okay.
least.
Okay. Somebody's to get there.
We need at least a point.
Oh, right. So, British Bulldog.
Okay, so that's D'Lo Brown. Then British Bulldog is probably about there. Maybe, yeah, British Bulldog is about there. But that's D'Lo Brown. Now you know who's my favorite European
Yeah,
champion.
fair.
Okay, British Bulldog. Oh, you had British Bulldog as the GOAT of European champions.
Basically, I think it's because the significance that he brought to that title wouldn't have meant anything without British Bulldog.
So I've got D'Lo Brown as the GOAT of, but I understand that 100%. That's why I also had him quite high. Okay, so next we're going to play. I'm going to write a wrestler for you. You're going to write a wrestler for me. And then we ask questions. And then we have to guess who it is. And we shouldn't, don't let me be able to see yours.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so this is like 20 questions.
Something like that, but
Right.
but alternating.
Okay, so I think I've erased that. Okay,
So now
let me switcheroo.
hold it above your head.
Yeah, okay. So,
You can just let me know if mine is right way around or not. Don't look at the camera, of course.
yeah, okay.
Did you see yours? We can look at each other.
Yeah, okay. So,
You can ask first.
ask first. So, am I male?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Am I currently active in WWE?
No.
No. Okay.
I a former world champion?
Yes. Am I male?
Yes.
Okay.
I a Royal Rumble winner?
No.
Okay.
Am I when I was active, was I in WWE?
Yes.
Okay.
Am I a multiple time world champion?
Yes.
Okay.
Am I considered a tag guy?
No.
No. So solo guy.
Very much a solo guy. Was I active in the Attitude Era?
Yes. Was I considered a part, not like a fringe character, like a part of the Attitude Era? Not a cameo here or there or dark matches or anything, like a part of the Attitude. Would you consider this guy Attitude Era guy?
No.
No, okay.
Am I the Undertaker?
No. Am I
Oh, Undertaker won Rumble. Oh my god, that's so stupid. So stupid.
Am I a Rumble winner?
No.
No. Okay.
Um,
I've got a name in mind. I don't know. It's the most red. No, he was a tag guy. Okay. I had Shelton Benjamin in mind for some reason.
definitely not Shelton.
No,
Benjamin.
for no good reason. Just.
Multi-time world champion, never won a Rumble, active in Attitude Era.
Not Undertaker.
Am I Mick Foley?
No. Am I a Ruthless Aggression guy?
Generally, yes.
Generally, yes. So 2002, 2008, in that range.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no! Do you know what? That's not true. So, debuted in the Attitude Era, but his most prominent character debuted late 2000, early 2001.
Most prominent character.
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I Big Show?
No. Well, did Big Show win a Royal Rumble? Hashtag justice for Big Show.
Hashtag justice for Big Show.
But we go according to the record books.
Yes.
Okay, so 2000-2001 debut, mostly known for Ruthless Aggression. Am I a former world champion?
No.
Oh, damn, that takes Kurt Angle out of equation.
Yeah.
So not a former world champion.
Am I a former world champion in WWE?
Yes.
A multi-time world champion in WWE?
Yes. That's two questions in one. That's cheating.
No, I was clarifying a previous question.
So, have I won Money in the Bank?
No.
So that eliminates the couple of unsuccessful cash-ins.
Yes. I'm trying to run through. Am I Kurt Angle?
No, you are not. Okay, I'm
Oh, you're upside down. Oh, I didn't even notice. I am so sorry. I didn't notice.
Well, clearly I didn't notice either. I'm also not Kurt Angle. Do I have long hair? Or known for having long hair?
Short to begin with, has grown longer as time has got on.
Okay, I'm so lost. Okay?
I am desperately trying to run through Attitude Era world champions in my head.
There's not that many.
No, there's not that
The belt
many.
pretty much went between like 5 or 6 of them.
Am I Chris Jericho?
No, you're not. Debuted 2001, 2002, or 2000, 2001.
So that's when his best known character debuted then, but he had appeared in the Attitude Era.
Had appeared in Attitude Era. Who appeared? Okay, so it's not Kane because he best character definitely debuted in the Attitude Era. Who am I?
Can I give you a clue?
Sure. Can I give you a clue?
Yeah, so I'll give you your clue first. Your wrestler is European and had a significant run in WCW.
Okay. Your wrestler, you mentioned someone earlier that they have massive chemistry with, and they arguably should have won a Rumble. Okay, am I William Regal?
You are William Regal.
Ah.
And I am Kane.
Yes, you are Kane. Did we just dodge all around it?
Yeah, we did. We did.
Okay, So you want to get on to the next top 10 list?
Let's do the next top 10.
So next top 10, we are doing top 10 matches.
Matches.
And again, these are our favorite matches. Okay.
Favorite matches, not objectively the best in terms of in-ring performance.
It's the matches we like the most.
Matches that made us feel something, that we found an appreciation for some reason, whether it was audience investment, whether it was we just like the people in the match, whatever it is.
Okay, so
number 10. Now see, there's a flaw to this plan because we're going to have to do a lot of writing for this.
you can just, you don't have to write everything. You can just make note and then kind of just explain what it is.
I can do that. I'll do that
Okay.
after this one because I've never written the whole thing out for this one.
Number 10. 3, 2, 1. I've gone for Eddie versus Ray, Halloween Havoc, 1997.
Is in my honourable mentions. I've gone for Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne at NXT TakeOver Chicago in 2017.
Fair enough. So, Eddie versus Ray. They showed what WWE's light heavyweight section could have been.
Should have been.
They showed what junior heavyweights, if you want to class it as that, could do in the ring. They showed what the luchador style is really all about to mainstream audience. The emotion in the match, the chemistry the two of them had, the mask being on the line, which we know is a massive deal for luchadors, all of that. The sequences they had
Hold up
was
today.
smooth.
Hold up today
And
then
that's
some.
and that's my number 10. Your
Yeah.
10, you've got...
Was the match that in America got British wrestling over.
British strong style.
British strong style over. You had an American audience chanting British wrestling,
Which you don't see very often.
which you certainly don't see very often. Which you had two guys who had chemistry, who had defined characters.
Oh, such defined characters.
You had, in a way, it was righting the wrong of the British classic, the original. What was
was-
it called? The British.
I can't remember, but it wasn't good.
It wasn't good because you basically had two people come out of it who were worthwhile,
Yeah.
which was Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, and the wrong guy won the UK Championship to begin with.
Well,
it should have been Pete.
It
Dunne
should have
from the
been Pete
beginning.
Dunne from the very beginning.
Yeah, and this match, the audience in a way sort of makes this match, and you can see the wrestlers feeding off of it. Right, so,
I don't think my 9 is going to be on a lot of people's lists.
well, that's what makes it interesting.
3, 2, 1, 9. You've gone for Sasha Bailey, specifically 2015.
The 2015, the one at TakeOver Brooklyn,
Yes.
2015.
I've gone for Angle versus Shane King of the Ring 2001.
This is going to be on someone's list.
Oh!
It is going to be on someone's list.
That deserves a... So, that was actually on my short list.
So this, I'll quickly do this one because
That was on my short list. And in my opinion, and that's a spoiler that there are no women's matches on my list, 3 women's matches that were on my short list. That one, Trish, Lita, Raw, and then Io, Rhea, and Bianca.
Yeah.
The triple threat at Mania.
So-
Those were the 3 women's matches that were on my short list.
So Rhea, Io, and Bianca hasn't made my honourable mentions, but I did consider it. I think for me, it's the best women's match there has been. That triple threat.
Yes.
The Sasha Bailey makes my favourite matches.
That's the one with Izzy, right?
Yes. So it makes my favourite matches because I'm going to totally confess something here. I had a total bias about women's wrestling, and I didn't.
Biased towards or biased against?
I didn't get it.
Okay.
I didn't have an appreciation for it, and
You've grown to now appreciate
I
it.
am quite willing to admit that this is the match that gave me an appreciation for it, and I was wrong. This is awesome, and
This is awesome.
And I'm so glad that I saw this match and changed my mind, and I hope became a more full person because of it.
Shane, Kurt Angle, King of the Ring 2001. Shane, for all his flaws, for all his stiff potato punches, for everything he's ever done wrong, the man is hard. One of the toughest SOBs in the history of mankind. The glass spot, you know,
It's supposed to be sugar glass.
it was supposed, and then the production people, they put in real glass because
the pyro's going to blow this up. We better put in real glass.
and he demanded Kurt Angle put him through it. And Vince was close to stopping the match because his son is busy.
Vince was screaming
Yes,
in Mike
stop the
Chioda's ear. Chioda's going to Kurt's like, "Don't do it again, don't do it." And then
he's
Kurt
like-
after the match,
and he just-
Kurt after the match is like, "Oh, were you saying on this side? Oh, I'm kind of deaf on that side."
And Kurt did that match with a broken tailbone.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Yes, and then the spot from
I mean, Shane nearly did that with a broken neck.
the spot from the table on the top rope, the angle slam from there, a guy who
that's
just
brilliant.
went through the glass and everything, and a
Yeah.
guy with a broken tailbone doing that spot. This match just makes me so happy for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, no. Again, I'll discuss this later on, but yeah, for all the wrong reasons, this makes me very happy.
So let's go for number 8.
Right. Okay. Right.
3, 2, 1. You went for Taker HBK Mania 25, so
Yeah.
not 26, and I went for DIY versus Revival. I
nearly
believe it was
considered
Toronto.
this. You could be right. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yes, Toronto. Yes. So for my money, one of the best closing sequences, where they're both in the other one in the submission move, and they're both not wanting to tap, and they hold each other's hands, not wanting to tap. One of the best. This is what tag wrestling in WWE could be.
Yep.
But
Again, NXT showing the way.
what tag wrestling could be. DIY, the beloved babyfaces, the Revival, no flips, just fists. This match showed that two bruisers trying to hold down these two technical wizards by just pounding them.
Yeah.
And then ultimately the technical wizards prevailing because they're technical wizards.
It's such a simple story, but told with a slight twist to it.
Absolutely.
And it's brilliant. And we mentioned NXT previously. So NXT, I would argue, in this period from 2013, 14
To
through
2016,
to
2017
or so, is the most consistent quality WWE has ever produced. Not necessarily the best overall,
No.
as I'm about to discuss,
but the matches were just
but
consistently
the consistent brilliance produced by
and
NXT.
they had a solid main event, they had a solid mid card, they had a solid tag scene. For my money, the best women's division in history of wrestling.
Completely agree. Completely agree.
And you've got, for most people, it's probably one of their best. You've got Taker,
I would say
HBK Mania 25.
Yeah, I would say in terms of in-ring product, as the whole thing, so the presentation, the audience,
The storytelling.
the pacing, the actual move quality, I would say overall the best in-ring product WWE has ever had. And it happened because they were pissed off. They were annoyed. I'm so sorry. They were annoyed they weren't the main event.
But they proved that they should have been.
They absolutely should. That, we mentioned a one-match card before for WrestleMania
Mania
15,
25 is the ultimate
is
one-match
a
card.
one-match
Mania
card.
25, Mania 13, the two ultimate one-match cards. Okay, number 7.
I'm so sorry. I had to remember how to write the number 7 there for a second.
That is quite a tricky one.
It's a really hard number.
3, 2, 1. Speaking of a one-match card, Stone Cold versus... This was not planned.
We did it.
Speaking of the ultimate one-match card,
Yeah.
this is the pinnacle of a one-match card. Stone
but
Cold versus Bret,
what a
Mania
match
13.
to have.
What a match!
Oh.
The first match inducted into WWE Hall of Fame
And
for reason.
rightly so. So as far as I can recall, the first match where you had a proper double turn and executed
Yes,
to
but
perfection.
it was coming in the weeks before that already.
totally,
Bret was starting
but
to
the
turn
actual
Stone Cold.
turn
But the actual
happened there.
turn, the two best double turns in a match was this one and Hogan versus Rock Mania 18. They turned because the audience demanded it.
Yes,
they didn't turn because that's what the match was booked to do. That was just the audience was going to cheer Hogan.
That wasn't a full double turn as a
character shift.
As a planned.
It was just for the
shift.
match. Yes.
It was for the match. This was a linchpin of an ongoing storyline, and it was told so perfectively. And in terms of iconic imagery that you take from a match,
yes,
this
phenomenal.
has it.
The ending sequence, and the revival versus DIY, such phenomenal ending sequences.
I would say that this is the best ending sequence to a match because of the story that it tells ever.
And we cannot forget about Ken Shamrock in those shorts. Woohoo!
Shorts that apparently he's stolen from his 6-year-old daughter.
Wow!
Wow, I can't believe we actually had
a match
in the same place. That is awesome.
So the number 6 is a line and then a squiggly at the bottom, just in case.
Yeah, cool, thanks. I am about to make you really happy with this one.
I don't know what you're going to think of this. Imagine it's another match. That would be incredible.
It's definitely not going to be.
You sure? Because mine is not really even a match.
No, this one's definitely a match.
3, 2, 1. I went for Cena versus Wyatt Firefly Funhouse, and you went for
Roman Cody at 40.
Phenomenal match.
So
I'm not a fan of Roman. I'm not a fan of Cody, but phenomenal match.
The ultimate dusty finish.
The ultimate Avengers Assemble.
It is the ultimate Avengers Assemble in wrestling, and also again, wrestling is about engagement with your audience, and when the Undertaker's gongs. When the Undertaker's gong strikes, the audience pops in a way that you only hear once every 5 or so years. If you're lucky. And again, it told the story. The Rock is the final boss. He's there. He's about to dethrone or take down Cody, and suddenly the Undertaker comes in and goes, "No, I'm the final boss." Oh, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. It is a piece of art.
So mine, I was between 2 Cena matches.
Yep.
Both a love letter to wrestling. We spoke about the other one just the other day. Super Showdown, Cena versus AJ Styles. That was almost
Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel, yes, that was almost in this spot. But then I pivoted last moment, and then I decided Cena versus Wyatt Firefly Funhouse. Is it a match? I don't know. Is it a movie? I don't know. I don't know what it is, but what I do know is that I love every single second of it.
It was brilliant, and
it's a love letter to wrestling. It's a love letter to Cena's
It's
past.
a love letter to Cena and everything that Cena was and could have been. Do you think... I do apologise. Do you think that Cena needed to turn heel last year, given that it had been explored in this match?
I think it could have been done in so many different ways. I think
we agree on this.
I think the heel turn itself, the moment itself, brilliant.
Yes.
Everything after that, not that good.
So
I enjoyed the Punk by Bomb promo that Cena cut.
Cena did.
Hi, Claudio Castagnoli.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed parts of it, but the run, it could have been so much better. But the turn itself, phenomenal. But this match, if it is even a match, and Mania 36, I found it hard to rewatch, just because
it's really hard to rewatch.
But you were either a Firefly Funhouse or a Boneyard guy. I could not be more of a Firefly. I'm surprised because you're all about the performance and the theatrics and all of that, and I find this match is basically a mini movie.
It is, but I think at times it's overdone.
I think they could have gone even further.
I think it would have worked better if they went further. I think it lands in that spot where it's either too much or it's not enough.
Fair enough. I'm surprised my 5 wasn't higher.
My 5 has on occasion in the past been my number 2.
This has on occasion been my 1 or 2.
Right, 2 seconds. Because I need to clarify which one, because these guys had 4 or 5 matches which were bangers, but this for me is the banger.
3, 2, 1. Cena, Rock, X7, and you went for RVD, Jeff, but specifically IC Championship, was it?
No, this was
Unification.
the Hardcore,
was it Hardcore?
Championship.
Yes, Invasion.
So this was the start of the Alliance Invasion
Yes.
storyline. July 2001, the Cleveland Gund Arena, where you have Hardcore Champion Jeff Hardy. A lie. Going into this, RVD was Hardcore Champion. No, was he? Did he win the title?
I'm pretty sure he was going in.
You beat him on the Raw before,
Yes.
You're right. So RVD was Hardcore Champion going in, facing Jeff Hardy, Team Alliance versus Team WWF at the time.
RVD being a heel that he was just never meant to be.
But this is why I love this match. RVD comes out, he's getting some cheers already because Cleveland...
Because it's RVD.
Cleveland was on the cusp of the ECW.
And it's RVD. I mean, Cleveland is
people know
right
him.
there by Philadelphia.
Correct. And it's... RVD just gets over in the course of this match.
He did.
And I love it. And the spot for me that I love this match the most was when they go up the ramp, RVD Van Terminators Jeff Hardy off the stage.
Off the stage, yes.
In that V that they'd created.
It was so good.
It was such a brilliant spot. And I love this match with abandon.
If you asked me tomorrow, Stone Cold versus The Rock Mania X7 might be my number one.
Yeah, fair.
The promo heading in, and like we discussed in my top 10 wrestlers of all time, Stone Cold is my number one, and it's not even close. It's not even in this. He's not even in the same universe as anyone else. The words he uttered, "I have to beat you, Rock, no matter what. I have to beat you.
Do this.
I need to beat you." Even turning on his fans, even selling his soul. But still, the turn, phenomenal. What happened after that? He wasn't going to get booed. It's Stone Cold. He wasn't going to get booed.
Can I give a critique to this?
Yes.
I think McMahon's involvement in Austin's turn, although completely fitting the story, hurts the match quality.
Yes, but the match itself is so incredibly good. The two of them
It's
just
really well planned.
The two of them are like CM Punk and John Cena, wrestling soulmates.
Soulmates, totally.
The Rock and Mania 19, when they had their last match, one more round, OMR. That's what on Stone Cold's vest, OMR was one more round.
Yeah.
You know what? When The Rock pinned him, afterwards they were saying something.
Yeah.
It was The Rock saying,
Rock
"I
pushes
love
Austin
you."
away. Yeah.
And then
Thank
Austin
you for
says,
everything.
"I love you too, man."
Yeah.
And the two of them just wrestling soulmates. And I love this match so much.
I prefer their Mania 19 match. Mania 17, I think, is the best planned, and in terms of a story, is the best Mania main event.
Absolutely.
But in terms of match quality, I prefer 19.
That's fair enough. You know, Stone Cold never went into a Mania as champion.
That is true.
He always went in.
That is true.
Challenging.
But it makes more sense for him to be the challenger.
Makes more sense.
The narrative
Chasing
works better.
towards Mania, because
Yes.
where does the good guy ultimately win? Mania.
Yeah.
Three, two, one. I went for HBK versus Angle Mania 21.
Oh, excellent match.
And you went for Shane versus
Kurt at King of the Ring 2001.
So-
we don't need to retread this.
No.
Glass being broken in inappropriate ways. Kurt wheeling Shane on a flight case to get him back to the ring because you can't pin him outside because it's a street fight.
It's a street fight. It's not a false count anywhere.
Yeah, the angle slam off the table on the top. And the story actually building up to this, where Shane made sure that Kurt got through the first round of King of the Ring.
Participated
so he
multiple
had
times.
to participate multiple times. But the sensible outcome, Kurt still wins because he's the professional
wrestling
wrestler.
machine.
But you have a grueling match. Brilliant.
One more thing I want to say about that. If the word yeet was a thing in 2001, Kurt Angle yeeted him through the glass.
He almost yeeted him into the next life when he did that first belly to belly against the glass.
We landed
you
the thud.
hear the thud.
The thud.
Oh, it's sickening.
Okay, Angle versus HBK Mania 21. What more can I
match.
say than the two of them are two of the best wrestlers in history? If we talked about, we did our top 10 favorites. If we talked about top 10 best wrestlers, the two of them would be possibly number 1 and 2, possibly number 1, 2,
There's
3,
an
possibly
easy argument.
in that realm. Again, soulmates for some reason that I never knew they were going to be. And it's this, Kurt Angle in this match almost had an inferiority complex. Like, how, I'm the professional wrestler, how is this guy just beating me? And then Shawn Michaels just
again, the actual
putting
story,
the boot to his
story
chin.
being told,
Putting the boot, just done.
It was brilliant. It was brilliant. And again, good. This is the thing I keep going out. Good pacing to the match, which ironically is something I'm going to talk about in this match.
Mine's got nothing to do with pacing. Three, two, one. I went for Cactus Jack versus Triple H Rumble 2000.
Yeah.
And you went for RVD versus Jerry Lynn. 1999 was it Living Dangerously?
ECW Living Dangerously 1999. So I mentioned about pacing and RVD before. So Jerry Lynn was the ultimate example of someone who could control RVD's pacing for him, but also when RVD could speed up, Jerry Lynn could keep up.
Could keep up.
The moments in this match are just sublime. I rewatched this last night. I said my order of my list had changed. This is the one that
This was
moved
lower
up because I rewatched it and went, this is a top 3.
I am glad we're giving Jerry Lynn his flowers.
Jerry Lynn deserves it. Do you want a very quick, great story?
Sure.
They had a match. They put Jerry Lynn and RVD on WWE Sunday Night Heat in 2001 on the 8th of May, I think it was.
My mom's birthday.
And happy birthday to your mum for the 8th of May. And they basically went and had a sort of WWE version of this match and just went hell for leather. They came back and were basically told,
That's too good.
Don't do that again.
Like Melina and Michelle McCool having to reshoot a match because their punches were too good.
Because they were too stiff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where was I? Cactus Jack versus Would your Triple H guy, he was in your top 10, would he have been as good if it was not for Foley?
Nowhere near.
Mick Foley, he put over guys. I don't think there's anyone in the history of wrestling that would put people over as much as Foley, that would put them to that next level. If you talk about Triple H, he made him the bad guy boss of WWE early 2000s. He made Edge the ultimate bad guy, and he made Randy Orton the ultimate bad guy. Randy Orton was always going to be, Edge was always going to be Triple H, but he just put them to that next level.
But it makes sense as well with Mick Foley because he'd shown what he was willing to do with his body. It meant if you could beat Mick Foley, it meant you could overcome someone who was so willing to take such damage to their body that you were such a badass that you were worthy of genuine consideration of being a top tier talent.
Absolutely. And then the Foley part that I absolutely love is that promo before, and WWE audience didn't really know much about Cactus Jack, but the hardcore fans did know much about him.
When he goes away as Mankind, he comes out as Cactus Jack.
I can't beat you, Triple H, but I know someone that can. And then Cactus Jack comes out, and then it's just the crowd pops. And I don't know if Vince was expecting the crowd to pop like that, or Foley was just convincing him, don't worry, it will work.
I think it's a combination of Vince had to some of the occasional credit to Vince. Excuse me. I think he'd started to have an awareness of things that had worked outside of WWE, and he was accepting what Mick Foley was telling him. I think it's both.
Maybe
in that promo, you have to give credit to Triple H because you mentioned Roman Reigns' facial expression with AJ
Triple
Styles.
H was like, "Oh no, he saw a ghost."
He was smiling when he saw Mick Foley going, "I can't beat you,"
and then he saw a
reveals
ghost.
Cactus Jack and Triple H's face. A picture tells a thousand
You
words.
might say that the showing of Cactus Jack terrorized Triple H.
Wow.
That's a deep cut for those of you that know.
Wow. That is poor.
Come on, it was good.
That is really poor.
And then Foley taking a pedigree face first into thumbtacks.
Dude, love yourself more.
So we're going up to number 2 now.
Number 2. Right.
Three, two, one. I went for the '01 Rumble, and you went for Rock versus Hogan Mania 18. That's a fair shout. I'll go first. Even when I was a casual fan, I would still watch the Rumble every year.
Yeah.
I would never not watch the Rumble. Even a really bad Rumble is still okay. Now,
it's like pizza or
yes, even bad
sex.
pizza is still.
Even really bad is good.
I wouldn't know.
Well done.
So
Because you make great pizza, right?
yes, of course.
Yeah.
So '01 Royal Rumble, the hardcore section in the middle, fantastic. The Kane just chucking everyone out. The Kane wearing a mask and still somehow managing to have a facial expression with Drew Carey.
Ah,
Drew Carey's comedy.
why he's one of the best big men ever.
I agree. He's definitely one of the big best men ever.
Easy for
best
you to
big men
say.
ever.
He's a big best man. Yeah.
The comedy spot's phenomenal, and there was conceivably 5 winners. Taker could win, Triple H could win, The Rock could win, Stone
Triple
Cold.
H wasn't in that
Oh no,
bubble.
sorry, not Triple H.
You're thinking of 2002.
Yes, 2000. But Stone Cold could win, Taker could win, Kane could win, The Rock could win, Rikishi could win. There were conceivably 5 winners, and the Scotty Tuhati just meeting his untimely demise, and then the pop of the.
So, I love this match. I think as entertainment, it's so Attitude Era. The hardcore
That's why I love it so
Rumble,
much.
It's great entertainment. I actually think it's a bit weak as a Rumble.
It's not the best Rumble. It's
No,
my
yeah.
favorite Rumble.
Yeah, no, which is totally valid. Yeah.
And then you've got
Rock v Hogan at Mania 18.
one of the most important matches in wrestling history.
Completely agree. Now,
Was it a good match?
I'm going to, when we come on to most important moments, no spoilers, but I will elucidate why this is one of the most important
Fair
moments in wrestling history. But the audience makes this match.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
the wrestlers live up to that, which is hard.
We spoke about this in the Bret Austin match already. The two of them tell the story and they tell it absolutely perfectly. But they're both. I've made no bones about it. I'm not a Hogan fan.
No,
But
neither
I
am
respect his work.
Yeah.
We're not talking about anything apart from wrestling. Nothing
Yeah.
in his personal life. Nothing. I respect his work. Not a fan.
Art, not the artist.
Yes. But he knew how to work a crowd.
More than any other wrestler in history.
I don't know if you're going to know my number one.
Do we want to do some honourable mentions?
I don't really have honourable. I
You
didn't make honourable mentions. No, I didn't really make honourable mentions.
I have one honourable mention, which I'll just quickly give out.
I didn't make any. That's the reason why I'm just.
No, that's totally
well,
fine.
I did mention the 3 women's matches.
That's true. So my honourable mention. Oh, I'm not going to give one honourable mention. So, so the one honourable mention I will give: Triple H versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, No Way Out 2001, the original 3 stages of
Oh,
Hell.
3 Stages of Hell. That was a phenomenal match.
Yeah, sorry, I've been too busy talking. I will have to write this down very quickly. So, I will. Man, I'm such a terrible writer. Right, okay.
3, 2, 1. You went for crowd. We already spoke a little bit
We've
about that,
spoken
and
about
I
this
went
one.
for TLC 2 Mania X7. I've got 2 Mania X7 matches on here. Wonder what
do.
my favorite pay per view of all time is.
Yes. So, because we've already gone over this one a little bit, I'll
Love
do
letter
it,
to
do it
wrestling.
very quickly. The ultimate love letter to wrestling. Cena at his absolute GOAT best.
Yes.
With one of the ultimate in-ring talents of all time.
So when I asked Cena to describe CM Punk in one phrase, he said, "My soulmate." When he asked to describe AJ Styles, he said, "The best."
And he absolutely is. He is the phenomenal one. And when you are trying to construct a piece of art, a love letter to wrestling, then you need the best in the ring with you.
Absolutely.
And Cena, who is up there with Rock and Hogan as a crowd worker, I mean, you have the moment where crowd starts chanting 619 and Cena teases the 619. It is just, that is how you pop a crowd, how you invest a
How
crowd,
you keep them going.
how you keep them
And
going.
them just paying homage to all their greatest rivals.
Absolutely. This is what wrestling
Could
should
be and
be.
should be.
It's giving a crowd a story but also their personal investment in it. That is extremely hard to do, but that's why these two, who are two of the best ever, could do it. So, TLC 2
Mania X7. So we had the Hardys, we had the Dudleys, and we had Edge and Christian. The Hardys, obviously the ladder guys.
And of course we had tables, ladders and chairs.
Yes.
Oh my.
The Dudleys, of course, being the tables guys. And then Edge and Christian, they had to also get something to... And they decided to do the chairs. That's how that came to be.
Yeah.
Then these 6 young guys back then, they were all young. They said, what about if we just stole the show? Let's do it. And they did. It's not the main event, but it's my favorite match on the card. It's not the main event, but it's the best match on the card. Mania X7 is almost a perfect pay-per-view. Almost.
It is. There are so many matches on it that are absolutely TLC 2, the Raw Costume main event, the original Triple H Undertaker.
The triple threat
hardcore match with Big Show, Raven and Kane, where Raven almost got power to the whole Houston Astrodome.
A lot of people think that Taker and Triple H only had the other Mania.
No.
A lot of people don't remember this, where it was like, why did 2 of them face each other?
Because they had nothing else to do.
Exactly. But anyway,
because the original plan, very quickly, the original plan had been that Austin Triple H, their major feud, which I just mentioned, the No Way Out 2001 match, that was supposed to be the main event, but they decided that Austin Rock would be a bigger draw, and so
and it was.
It was. And they had the Triple H Austin blowout in February.
We've got Undertaker, we've got Triple H, and we don't have them on the card. You know what? Let's put them in a hardcore match, and it worked.
It worked brilliantly, and the way they did it was about just a week or so before Triple H drives out Undertaker's motorcycle on SmackDown, smashes it with a sledgehammer, Mania match, and they had a phenomenal match.
But back to the match at
yes. Sorry, we're really bad for this, just going off on tangents.
I love it though.
Wait until we start talking about Eddie Guerrero and Test from Mania 17.
So, the best any company's tag scene has ever been. We've been recording for almost 2 hours now, so forgive us. We're making a lot of content today. The best that any company's tag scene has ever been. I mean, you still had Too Cool. You still had the Headbangers. Mm-hmm. You still had the APA.
No, Headbangers were away by this point. They left in early mid 2000. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, you still had the APA. You still had. Well, I just thought of another tag team just now.
You had Road Dogg and K-Quick.
No, it was by this point. It was already, wasn't it already? It was not New Age Outlaws at this point already.
No, New Age Outlaws had kind of finished in about 2000 because Billy Gunn had hurt his shoulder and got written out in No Way Out 2000.
But anyway, the best any tag scene has ever been, and these 6 young guys just decided, let's steal the show, let's make Mania X7 all about us, and they did. And the spots, the spear off the ladder, still one of the most replayed spots. That and the fall from the cell from Foley, still two of the most replayed spots ever. They set the benchmark for what Money in the Bank has become.
Oh, completely.
And that's our top 10 favorite matches of all time.
Awesome.
Let's do another round of Wavelength.
Let's do it.
Okay, so what's the topic this time?
Oh, I chose last time, you choose this time.
So I'm going to say let's go for good and bad WrestleManias.
Good and bad manias.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Okay, so good, this side, bad, this side. Close your eyes. We're aiming for 10 points, even though we didn't even nearly make it last time. Okay, you can open.
Okay.
I'm going to go for 27.
27. So this was the
Cena.
This was the Miz Cena,
Jerry Lawler.
Lawler. This was the the second Triple H Undertaker match.
Yes.
This was an.
Don't overthink it.
I think this is kind of mid. I think the Triple H Undertaker match, their second one was excellent, but I think the rest of the match card was a bit mid. So I'm going to go bang in the middle.
It's one of my least favorites.
What are your least favorites?
I've got 36 there just because I can't rewatch it, and I've got 9 probably there, and then 27 about there.
Fair.
Anyway, you'll go.
Okay, so let's see. Right, I'm gonna do this by random spin.
You must spin with it closed.
Oh, spin with it
Yeah,
closed?
so you don't see where it
Alright,
ends.
Okay, I'm properly cheating at this game. So, right, okay, so there. I am going to give you WrestleMania 19.
Ooh. 19? Okay, so this would be like 17, 30, 10, 40. Every 10 years they've got a banger WrestleMania. 20. So I'm going to say 19. You've got the Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar. It's a good Mania. It's better. Average. It's definitely not this side. The average, I'm going to say it's around there. Yes. Oh, we've got a 4-banger.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've also got the Shawn Michaels Chris Jericho match.
Absolutely.
There are the Booker T Triple H match doesn't get the love it deserves, but it
because of the ending.
Great. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Mania 27.
Mania 27. Right, okay. So let's go about here. Let's try. Okay.
I have it a little bit better, but we've got it. I'm going to count that as a 2.
A 2. I'll take it.
So we need a 4 now to win.
A 4 to win.
So you spin it and give me the Mania.
Right. Okay. So okay. So I'm going to give you WrestleMania 12.
You've got the Iron Man match. That's Brett. Okay, so Mania 12, not one of my favorites. I'm gonna say this would be bang average. So Mania 12 would be about a little bit below average. And actually, I think Mania 12 is the epitome of an average Mania. Maybe slightly below average. Oh, you had it slightly more below average.
Slightly more below average.
Yeah.
I think
we're in the same train
Yeah,
of
so
thought.
the Shawn Brett match is what it's all about, but you do have the Roddy Piper Goldust street fight.
Street fight, yep.
Outside of that, just a lot of dross, basically.
So it's the epitome of slightly below average.
Slightly below average.
Okay, so you write a wrestler for me, I write a wrestler for you.
Okay, right. Let's think. Where can I go with this? Let's go.
Okay, don't look at the camera.
Right.
I'll place yours in the correct spot. Look at me.
Okay.
Right there. And you place mine.
Right there.
Okay, let's show the audience without us looking.
Yeah.
Did you see who it was?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. No.
He's a cheater. Okay, you can ask first this time.
Right. Well, again, am I male?
No. Well, you are, but not the wrestler you're impersonating.
Okay, cool.
Am I male?
Yes.
I certainly am.
Cool. That at least is what you tell people.
Aw.
Am I a former women's champion?
Yes.
Cool.
Loaded question that. I don't know quite how to answer it, but yes.
Okay.
I'm not gonna give anything more away.
Yeah.
Am I currently active?
No, not now.
Okay, so recently retired, I would say.
I can't remember exactly when. I think in terms of mainstream performances has been retired a wee while, but I think
Okay.
they're still doing some indie stuff.
Okay.
Was I around in the Divas era?
No.
Okay.
Am I a former world champion in WWE?
No.
No. Okay.
Was I around in the Attitude era?
No. Was I around in the Attitude Era?
Yes.
Okay, so not a world champion in the Attitude Era.
Correct.
Okay.
Have I main evented Raw?
I want to say yes, but I can't pinpoint one specific. But I want to say this is the kind of women's wrestler that would main event Raw.
Okay, so
Wait.
Wait, did you say I was in the Attitude Era?
No.
Not in the.
No.
That was a stupid question to ask then.
Because there was only 2 women that.
Yeah, this is where I was going. I forgot you said no, not the Attitude Era. Okay, right, we'll go beyond. Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Am I a tag guy?
No.
No. So solo, non-world champion, around in the Attitude Era, currently retired, recently retired from the Indies. Okay, non-world champion.
Yes. Non-WWE World Champion.
Not that I'm aware of.
No. I mean you.
Oh, okay. So world champion, but not in WWE.
Correct.
Okay. Well, there I gave you a free one. Not a world champion outside of WWE that I'm aware of.
Okay, cool. Am I Paige?
No,
Okay.
but that's a solid guess.
Okay.
Have I won a Rumble?
No.
No. Okay.
Am I Natty Neidhart?
No. I'm not William Regal again, am I?
No, you're not.
Oh, okay.
No. To the best of my knowledge, William Regal has never been a world champion in any promotion he's been in, including back in Britain.
Oh, I was not aware of that.
Somebody who's been in WWE, but has been a WWE Women's Champion. Am I Beth Phoenix?
No. Have I been IC champion?
No.
Okay.
Have I featured prominently for a company other than WWE?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Have I? Oh no, no. All of them have. I almost asked a question, and all of them's been world champion in WWE at least. Have I main evented a pay-per-view?
Yes.
Okay, that narrows it down a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean almost.
Do you mean WWE pay-per-view?
Yes.
No.
Oh, I should have been more clear. Okay.
Yeah. No. This is tricky. Am I Michelle McCool?
Nope. Have my world championship, was it in WCW?
No.
Okay.
This is tricky. I am having to really delve into my knowledge here on the back of this.
You're overthinking this one.
Am I overthinking
You're
it?
overthinking it significantly.
Am I Trish?
No.
Oh, it's not that. No.
And also, I wasn't around. You weren't around during the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
So I'll give you one clue. Currently active.
Currently active?
Yes, I'll give you that clue.
Oh, maybe thinking far too far back.
You're
Okay.
you're overthinking it.
Right.
Remember, not during the Divas era, and you asked Michelle McCool. She was Divas champion. You asked Natty Neidhart. She was Divas
Oh,
champion.
yeah, that's what they were. Yeah.
I'm gonna take a gamble. Am I Samoa Joe?
No.
Oh, that felt like a good one.
Currently active then. Am I Charlotte Flair?
No. Was I world champion in ECW?
Yes.
Okay. So it's not RVD, not Sabu. Because Sabu's not,
You didn't know how to answer if I'd been women's champion. Oh, because it's crossover to... am I Rhea Ripley?
yes. Because she's currently champion, so have I been?
Oh, that's
Oh,
a really-
Raven!
Yeah. Quote the Raven, nevermore.
I was not going to get to Raven, to be perfectly honest. Okay, top 10 moments.
Top 10 moments. Now, this will be interesting. So, for this is what we think are the top 10 most important
It's not
moments.
I have to stress this, not our favorite moments. These are the top 10 most important moments we think that are important for WWE.
For wrestling
For
history.
wrestling, yes, wrestling. Okay, number 10.
So, 10. Right.
Three, two, one. I went for Curtain Call. You went for Rock Hogan Mania.
Mania 18.
Okay, so Curtain Call. If it wasn't for Curtain Call, how strong would kayfabe still be? Obviously nowadays it wouldn't, but that was really, I would say the Curtain Call was the final nail in kayfabe coffin. One of the final nails at least. It was also the ramifications. Triple H was set to win King of the Ring 1996. If the Curtain Call didn't happen, he would have won King of the Ring 1996. We would have never had Austin 316.
So do you know what I was about to say in terms of kayfabe? The significance of this gets overblown a bit, which I do think. But actually, the point you're making about
the King
Austin
of the Ring
not being King of the Ring, that is massively
very,
significant.
very
so
important.
This is very fair.
I think it's a very important to wrestling history. You've got Hogan Rock Mania X8
because I think this changes how the expectation of wrestling. Wrestling had always been, to an extent, a moments industry.
Yes.
This match solidified that and changed it. And wrestling has been chasing a replication of this moment ever since. This match became the most significant touchstone as performance art that wrestling has ever had.
I could not agree more.
Yeah.
That and the slam heard around the world, performance art.
Yes, that one's different though, because that was less about performance for the audience and more about the narrative in the actual match itself.
Fair enough.
What have I got? Number 9, right. Okay. Right, when you're ready, my man.
3, 2, 1. I went for the institution of the wellness policy, and you went for Austin 316. So that's kind of my number 10 to a certain extent. So the institution of the wellness policy, this led to wrestlers being significantly more healthy.
Significantly more healthy.
It led to, now the actual application of it, I don't know how well it gets applied.
So nowadays, from what I believe,
it's fairly strict.
It's quite stringent.
Yes.
At the time of its institution, it was very
loosey-goosey.
Correct.
But the thing is, we also hear so much less of wrestlers untimely passing.
Very much so.
And that is, in my opinion, a very important moment, the institution of that policy.
I completely agree with that.
So you went with
the Austin 316 promo. We both agree on this. This is the moment that set Austin's trajectory in motion. Absolutely.
And it also sold probably 1 billion t-shirts.
Probably, and made Austin and people in WWE very wealthy.
Money.
Yeah.
The Austin 316 t-shirt probably made Austin more money than most wrestlers make in their entire career.
Oh, without question. Without question. Right, number 8.
I've got a funny one for number 8. I don't know if
funny one.
Well, not funny, funny as in I don't know people. I don't think people would think of it.
Okay. I mean, I would say my number 2, nobody would think of.
Fair enough. Not even you.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from.
3, 2, 1. I went for Foley wins. You went for
the death of WCW.
Okay, well, I might have that on.
Yeah.
So death of WCW.
Death of WCW. So obviously the actual death of WCW wasn't caused by WCW themselves or caused by WWE. It was caused by a man called Jamie Kellner, who worked for AOL Time Warner, who suddenly decided he didn't want it on his TV station.
Yes.
But it was a company that had been on life support for at least 2.5
possibly because of this moment.
Possibly because of that moment. It was something that robbed WWE of competition and
that's never good.
Took their focus off what they should have been doing for too long. Now you could argue that WWE was going to be entering a transitional period anyway.
Yeah, probably.
Which is probably true, but I think there would have been more focus if WWE had still had genuine competition. Also, it took away somewhere for wrestlers to bargain for their
contracts.
Careers and contracts, which thankfully they now have again in AEW.
I just want to quickly say that we are obviously both forgetting very important moments in wrestling.
Of course we
both. So please bear in mind that this is just a top 10 subjective list.
Yeah.
This is not objectively the top 10 most important. If we're missing one that you deem very important, let us know, and
absolutely,
I'd be happy to take your comments. Okay, so
maybe what we could do is, if people give us comments, we could do a video at some point and discuss what people actually say and discuss how important they are.
Certainly. So I've got Foley wins, and that led to partly the death of WCW.
Correct.
So it's a bit of history. WCW and WWE, they were going heads up in the Monday Night Wars. Raw was pre-taped at the time, and someone told Eric Bischoff that Mick Foley or Mankind won the championship, and he said on his TV show on Monday Nitro.
So he passed it to Tony Schiavone.
Yes, and then said, Mankind's winning the championship on that other show. That's going to put butts in
a lot
seats.
of butts in seats.
And almost immediately, half a million people or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. I'm speaking under correction with the number, but let's say 500,000 people changed the channel because Foley was that beloved.
But you know what's wild is that WWE was about 5 to 10 minutes shorter than WCW at the time.
Yes.
So when the WWE Raw finished, all of those households switched back to WCW because they actually had a product people were interested in
wanted to see.
But they shot themselves in the foot
by saying Mankind wins the championship, which everybody wanted to see because he was just such a beloved character.
But also, you're telling people they're going to see a title change.
Yes.
Of course. You're actually telling them they're going to see something.
Something monumental.
Yeah. Right, what number are we on now?
7.
Oh, 7. Right, okay.
Remember, 7 is a line and another angular line.
Yeah,
okay.
Thanks.
Okay,
cool.
just checking.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. You went for Hell in a Cell King of the Ring 1998, and I went for the start of AEW, whether that's the first show that they made, whether that's the press conference, whatever, but the start of AEW. Now, I am not against AEW. I have always said that you watch whatever you want to watch. I still work full time. If I did content creation for a living, I would consume every ounce of wrestling and speak about it. I don't have time. There's so much to consume, so I choose what I consume, and I don't watch nearly enough AEW, and that's me being honest. But what I can say is that it is absolutely phenomenal for wrestling, giving wrestlers another viable option, another path towards earning income, another path towards showing their craft, another roster that could be showcased, because let's be real, TV time is limited.
Correct.
And you can only showcase that many wrestlers or talent on TV, so a second show creates the opportunity for more people to do what we love to watch.
I completely agree. When it first started, I was a huge AEW fan. I have become less of a fan, but that's personal
But
opinion.
that's not saying it's a bad program. That's
It's
just
not
saying you prefer the other one.
my particular taste doesn't match AEW, but it doesn't mean it's bad in any way. But it doesn't change how utterly important AEW is to the wrestling landscape.
Yes.
And I think you can see that WWE has intentionally diversified what they are producing in terms of going back to a more original style of NXT, going adult friendly. They've taken on board AAA. That is all an influence because of AEW.
You've got Hell in a Cell 1998, Hell in a Cell King of the Ring 1998.
Yes,
of course,
I made
the
a
chuck
note
off the
about
cage.
this. So this match changed the perception of what was expected of professional wrestlers. This is the match that made... You remember Mick Foley did the promos in ECW where he said the audience expects too much?
Yes. And the Kane Dewey promo.
Yeah. And this match, the promo would have been more justified after this match.
Yes. He set that bar, and people have been striving to reach that ever since. And all of the craziness we've seen in Hell in a Cell matches, nobody has quite reached that.
How many people out there watching remember what Shane McMahon did at Backlash 2001? Do you remember the match?
That's against Steve Blackman.
No, you're thinking about SummerSlam 2000. This is the thing, is that Shane McMahon has done multiple ridiculous, massive bumps. The one at Backlash 2002 was he went to the top of the Titantron, jumped 50 foot onto Big Show. You forgot about it.
I forgot.
that's how revolutionary this moment was. It desensitized the audience to ridiculous risks that wrestlers took. So now that wrestlers have an expectation to put their
years
body
off their lives.
Absolutely. So this match is important, more so to the wrestlers because of now what they are expected to do to their bodies. Okay.
Number 6, 1, 2, 3. You went for Montreal Screwjob. I went for WWE buys WCW. So this is kind of what you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
The death of WCW. This is kind of the end of the death of WCW by WWE buying WCW, absorbing all of the contracts,
like
all of the debt.
10 cents on the dollar.
Yes, but then also completely botching the takeover of it because they could have waited a little while longer, built it up more, and had all the big names. It was so fumbled, but it was also so good, but so bad, but it had so much potential. But again...
Do you want a fun fact about how desperate people were for this and for it to be good?
Sure.
WWF Invasion, the one I'd already mentioned where RVD faced Jeff Hardy, 2001 at the Gund Arena
was
in
one
Cleveland.
Of the most sold pay-per-views.
It is the most bought pay-per-view outside of any WrestleMania in WWF history.
Any Big Four. There was Royal Rumbles that sold more than it. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe...
Anyway, it was one of...
965,000 buys.
Yes. But anyway, it was fumbled, but also this led to WWE not having competition, and competition breeds success. The lack of competition made WWE complacent, and complacency has no place there's no place for complacency in wrestling.
Totally agree.
And then you've got Montreal Screwjob.
Montreal Screwjob.
I wonder if I'm going to have this.
If everybody knows about this, everyone understands why it's significant. The creation of the Mr. McMahon character,
which was the antithesis for Stone Cold, and like we said earlier in a previous video, every good guy needs a villain.
Absolutely, they do. And the Attitude Era was coming anyway, but it gave the Attitude Era a linchpin in Mr. McMahon. It also set in motion about almost 25 years of a McMahon on-screen personality.
Yes.
Right.
I'm going to keep this entry, I'm going to write it as short as possible.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. I wrote 1995 heads up. What that means is in 1995 when WCW decided to go heads up against WWE, same time slot, same day.
I've gone for Paul Heyman taking creative control of ECW.
Ooh, that's a loaded one. So mine, very simple. If this didn't happen, we would possibly not have had the Attitude Era. We don't know. We can only speculate. But WWE would never have had to become, and we keep saying WWF a lot because this is what they were back then.
Correct.
They would not possibly have needed to up their ante to go ahead against the competition. This would not have given the opportunity for talent to flip between shows. This is so loaded that one company, they've got the cojones to say, this company is doing really okay. Well, to be fair, they weren't doing well. 1995 was not a banner year for WWE.
No, WWF, it wasn't.
But still, to have the cojones to say, you know what? Let's use the same time slot. We do exactly the same kind of program. Not exactly the same program, but exactly the same style of program. Let's go heads up with them. That's a big move. And for a very large amount of time, I believe 83 weeks, it paid off.
84.
Wasn't it 83 weeks?
It might be 83. What's Bischoff's podcast called?
83 weeks.
83 weeks. Okay, it was 83 weeks.
And then you've got Paul Heyman takes creative control of... He should take creative control of all wrestling programming.
Well, so the reason that this is in my list is because when Eastern Championship Wrestling as was was taken over by Paul Heyman when Todd Gordon gave him the reins, and he changed it to Extreme Championship Wrestling. He gave, as we'd already previously mentioned about the rage culture and the youth demographic in America, Paul Heyman gave a voice to that. The grunge movement. Paul Heyman gave a voice to that, which influenced the entirety.
Pretty loud voice.
For a small regional indie wrestling promotion
that was ran out of his basement,
Paul Heyman got national mainstream attention. Now,
and those 3 letters are still being chanted.
Yes, absolutely. To this day, the idea that Paul Heyman created something that influenced the entirety of professional wrestling as we know it today is unbelievable. Everything that AEW exists as today embodies the idea that was founded by ECW.
Could not agree more.
Oh, right, what do I have now?
What number are we on? Number 4.
Right. Oh, well. This sort of links to one that you had just spoken about. So, I will try and write this in shorthand the way that you did one before. Right. So,
3, 2, 1. I went for Mania 1. You went for Ted Turner
buys JCP, Jim Crockett Promotions, and turned it into WCW.
You go ahead.
So it's essentially what you said before. It leads into everything that became the Monday Night Wars, that became the Attitude Era, that became the NWO, that became Eric Bischoff having creative control.
Yep.
Jim Crockett Promotions was a member of the National Wrestling Alliance, the NWA.
Yes, the regional promotions.
Correct. And it was dying, a horrible slow death. Ted Turner had always had an affection for professional wrestling. Billionaire Ted, bought JCP and turned it into World Championship Wrestling, and the rest, as they say, is history.
I went for Mania 1. So, Vince McMahon bet the farm on Mania 1. If Mania 1 was not a success, WWF at the time may have ceased to exist financially. He bet the farm. Now, I cannot watch Mania 1 back. It is so bad. It looked like it was formed on a potato.
Oh, completely.
The match quality is so bad. By the way, fun fact, Tito Santana Executioner was the very first match in WrestleMania history.
It was indeed.
So, Vince McMahon bet the farm. If it wasn't for that, would you and I be sitting here having this discussion? I don't know.
So, just a fun counterfactual for history. If Mania 1 had not been a success, for whatever reason, it is almost certainly that you would have had a re-perpetuation of the territory system.
Absolutely.
And you effectively, I think, would have had the indie promotions as we understand them now going for a lot longer. I think given how globalizing the world is becoming, you would have eventually had a more nationalizing idea, but it probably would have happened with WCW in the 90s rather than WWE in the 80s.
Number 3. I went for a shortened version because I don't want to write 4 words out. 3, 2, 1. I went for BATB 1996. Bash at the Beach 1996.
And I went for Mania 1.
What's the chance? We almost had a match.
Almost.
So I'll go first. Bash at the Beach 1996. Hogan turning heel. I could have said formation of NWO, Hogan turning heel, but I went just for the whole thing in general. It was inconceivable that in the 90s Hogan would turn heel. The red and yellow character was getting stale.
It had been stale since 93.
Yes, but it was getting stale in WCW because obviously at one point... the only gripe I have with this, I don't know who the commentator was. I believe it was Tony Schiavone. Was it Bobby Heenan? Who said that nobody in the universe even considered Hogan turning heel. But Bobby Heenan said... That's Hogan coming down the ramp. I wonder who he's here to help.
So he said, but which side is he on?
Yes, which side is he on?
So this is hindsight.
Yes, I know.
When you saw it in 96, remember, Heenan was a heel commentator. Everybody went, oh, he's just trying to stir the pot.
I know it is hindsight, but I am playing revisionist history after all at this very moment.
Which is fair, but at the time it actually added to it because Heenan was a heel. It made you more sure that Hogan wasn't going to turn.
Fair enough. So as Hogan said it, the New World Organization, which was New World Order. He said it wrong the very first promo.
I don't remember that.
He said,
New World.
This is the New World Organization.
I don't remember.
The New World.
Do you mean the promo on Nitro the next night?
The New World Organization of Wrestling. Yeah. Anyway, the boos they got was, and this is going off on a tangent. Scott Hall being so cool, he got thrown with soda or something, and he just slicked it back in his hair or beer. Back. He's so cool. But anyway, the formation of the NWO. If that didn't happen, would we possibly have not had the character of Stone Cold Steve Austin to that extent? Yes, he already existed, but would that have gotten there? Would WWE or WWF at the time, would the Attitude Era have become that much? Would it? I don't know. We don't know, and that's what I love about this.
So do you remember we discussed Cena's heel turn? We said the heel turn was brilliant. What came after was terrible.
Was not good, yes.
I think that's the case with the NWO. Hogan's heel turn is phenomenal, but what came after was so poorly executed.
And again, well, not originally. The first little while, they were so good. They were so cool. Everybody wanted to be in NWO.
I think they were cool because, I think they were cool because of how new and different it was.
Yes.
But actually, it wasn't great.
I really enjoyed it the first little while. I mean, also one of the most sold t-shirts, that and Austin 316.
Oh, absolutely.
A counterculture. Then it just became too big.
It became.
And if it just stayed the three of them and possibly their financial back, it would have been a lot more. But it became. There were at one point like 50 members. It was just too much.
So the famous quote that came out of the Monday Night Wars DVD that WWE released is that 1 week it's Nash, Hall, and Hogan. A few weeks later, you've got 15 limos rolling up.
Yes.
It lost the point. It lost the essence of what it should be.
Yes.
It should have been counterculture versus WCW. That's an easy story to tell, and you could have done pay-per-view after pay-per-view. You could have done the years that they actually did with it, but you could have done it well.
Well, and you went for Mania 1.
Mania 1, everything that we just discussed before.
Vince bet the farm.
Vince bet the farm. Modern wrestling exists as it does.
Celebrity involvement.
This made wrestling sports entertainment.
And it made it part of pop culture.
It absolutely did. I'm going to caveat that in... What number are we on? Number 3.
That was number 3.
I'm going to caveat that with my next one.
Fair enough.
Right.
3, 2, 1. You went for Gorgeous George on TV, and I went for the Screwjob, Montreal, of course.
Okay.
I think earlier possibly was undersold how important this was. This was outing Vince McMahon as the owner of the company. This was the creation of not Vince McMahon, but Mr. McMahon, the character, who was, for my money, one of the best heels, if not the best heel in wrestling history.
I completely agree.
And that directly led to Stone Cold becoming more over than anyone has ever been. Mm-hmm. That led Bret Hart going to WCW, him painting those 3 letters.
And becoming Bill Goldberg's best friend.
directly led to the death of the company he went for. Or indirectly led to it.
I think indirectly.
Indirectly, yes.
Yeah.
Because directly was the fact that they ran out of money, the creative control, the fingerboard, all of that, the fact that he didn't want it on his programming. But this indirectly contributed to that. Bret thought he was going to this to make this company even better, but what he did was create a monster on the other side.
Yeah, I think this is more about what Vince did and then took control of that he had created rather than any part of Bret.
Fair enough.
But there's no denying how significant it is to what we recognise as wrestling today.
Absolutely. And then you went for Gorgeous
So
George
I went
on
for
TV.
Gorgeous George.
The
so
original Ric Flair.
It's even way before Ric Flair. So Gorgeous George, some people may not know, he was a wrestler in the 1940s. He first appeared on TV in 1947. Gorgeous George is so significant to professional wrestling history. TV sets were literally sold so that people could watch Gorgeous George. They used to have signs outside TV shops in New York City saying, TVs for sale, watch Gorgeous George.
I wasn't aware of that. I knew of Gorgeous George, of course.
That's how over he was. He had such an influence on professional wrestling history. Prior to Gorgeous George, professional wrestling was like scripted boxing but with wrestling.
With Lou Thesz and...
It was Lou Thesz. You had the kind of George Hackenschmidt.
Well, Lou Thesz versus George Hackenschmidt, the match that would go on for 3 hours and it was basically just grappling.
Exactly. That's what wrestling was.
He made it sports entertainment.
Changed it. He changed it into a character and narrative-driven art form where he would come out, he would scatter his Georgie pins, he would spray himself with Chanel number 10. Why go for 5? Why be half as safe? And you would he was the first one to have a valet. He was the first wrestler to have an entrance music. He came out to Pomp and Circumstance.
Pomp and Circumstance, yep.
He also is responsible for the character that Muhammad Ali gave himself. He met Muhammad Ali at a radio station in Kansas in 1961, and Muhammad Ali said to him, you sell yourself so well. What can I do? And George said to him, run your mouth, make people want to see you get punched in the face, and people will pay to see it.
That's how Ric Flair made a living, wanting people to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway,
so Gorgeous George is responsible.
I respect that completely.
Yeah. So, 1. Right. Ready when you are.
3, 2, 1. I went for Vince buys
the WWF.
No. Vince buys the WWF.
I think you'll find it was the WWF.
Wasn't it the WWF?
Because WWF had changed its name in the, I think it was either, was it late 60s? It was in the 70s, I think. By 1982 when he purchased it was the WWF.
Fair enough, but can we just dab it up for having a match? But to be fair, this was always going to be number one.
It's the obvious one. Everything that is modern professional wrestling, everything stems
because
from
of that
this moment.
So he bought it from his dad, Vince Sr., who had a very, let's call it, fractured relationship.
Yes.
And he bought it from his dad with the promise that he wouldn't
tackle the territory
system, to which he directly went against that. And he took it from a regional promotion that was
based in the northeast of New York.
He went and he made that global by getting a TV deal, which led to WrestleMania 1. Which
ironically,
led to,
a TV deal with Ted Turner.
It's kind of crazy. Neither one of us mentioned Starrcade 1.
I don't
was
think.
Close.
I just don't think it has in any way the cultural or wrestling significance that Mania has or any of these other moments have.
If it wasn't for Starrcade, would Vince have had Mania 1? Because he looked at Starrcade, he's like, yes. I can do that better.
He did, but Vince would have had something like Mania anyway.
Sorry, for those of you who don't know, the territory system was you were Memphis, you were the upper northeast, you were this, you were this, you were this, and you wrestled in your territory. And that was called the AWA. And what happened was...
The NWA,
yes.
So you had different promotions. Yes. There were things like the AWA was the American Wrestling Association, which was in Minneapolis.
Memphis, and then you had Smoky Mountain, and you had all of... But anyway, then they did a supercard. It was called Starrcade. They did a supercard where some from all the territories went and they competed. And Vince McMahon's like, you know what? I can do this, but I can do it better. And he made WrestleMania 1. But Vince buying the company from his dad, like you said, you rightfully said... that led to what we watch today.
Completely. He is, to say the least, a complex human being.
Oh, certainly.
But there is no denying his importance, his significance, and his contributions to the professional wrestling.
And that's it.
That's us.